We're not gonna watch any Apple anything because they want a big like I don't know if he's a World of Warcraft guy. My guy at work watches him. He's got millions of subscribers. He's got like tens of thousands of live viewers, and he got shut down too. And he goes, "Well, I guess we're not watching the Apple Vision Pro." And they blocked the podcast for 3 days. I had to appeal it. Says I was like, it was two. You guys blocked most of it. I said there's like 2 minutes out of a over 2 hour gaming and movie podcast where I thought I'd check out the Apple Vision Pro. As like, it's absolutely not a focus of this podcast. You're gonna block the whole. It was literally blocked, not just
Insane.
like no one could watch it. I'm like, and so this big, I forget his name, but tens of thousands of live viewers, and it blocked him trying to watch the video too. It's just a fucking promo video on their YouTube
Right.
channel.
It's not some secret schematics or some shit. It's
This
a
is why I
promo
hate
video.
when people always bitch about Nintendo. It's like Nintendo doesn't strike. You can keep your videos up and everything. Like companies like Apple and Sony, they just will fucking nuke
And
you
Warner Brothers
instantly.
is really bad too about any movie
Yeah.
clips. And then Universal got us with the Mario movie trailer.
Oh, they take your revenue. That's some bullshit. Like,
But this was
if
just
you're,
straight up blocked in all regions of the world for and it said music when it was during the live stream.
and it said audio for audio reasons.
And then
Yeah,
it
like what
was
the
a
fuck?
video, and then it said video property of Apple. I'm like, it's a promo for their new overpriced product. You don't think they want people to see it? As many people to fucking see it as possible?
It's like you don't want us to talk about this product you are showing everywhere?
It's like, God, it's just a.
Apple doesn't give a shit. Apple knows they has locked in goons like myself who just buy every fucking thing they put out. They don't need your promotion. They don't need any of that
But then
shit.
you have all the big influencers having videos. Oh, can't criticize Apple anymore. Getting hard to criticize Apple. And they didn't have hands on, but they talked about it based on the reveal. I'm like, Robert shared all these I'm like, dude, I don't give two shits about what these top end influencers have to say about a product. You don't know if they were paid or they're just trying to get in good graces. I'll wait till the mass market has it before.
Yeah, let the mass market
And
speak.
they don't even. And I guess they didn't even have it to play. Like, at least Linus didn't. I don't know if the other ones. I'm like, to me, based on what they showed, it's anything over like I'd say even $500 to me it makes it the most useless product I've ever seen. Like high end product. I can't. It's just get your phone screen in your room and then you can watch it. Make it look like you have a big TV. I'm like for one person. So $3,500. Yeah, I have a 120-inch TV in my room. Yeah, one person does. Everyone else doesn't. Like for $3,500, buy a 98-inch TCL TV, and everybody has a big TV to watch. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. We got a bunch of gaming showcases to discuss. I don't know if Terrell was going to be here or not. I'm going to check the chat.
Where you at,
Oh, yeah, he's
Megan?
dropping some deuces.
I was about to. I was like, nah, never mind. I'll wait.
What's up,
I
Laker
need to wait
Link?
on the deuce.
We got Lenny. We got RJH. We got Matthew. Yeah. So T and I were just talking before we went on air. I just Tears of the Kingdom. I took a couple weekends off of like really playing because I was doing some stuff um, in my basement, getting some duck new air vents and stuff run and watching some movies. So I resumed. I forget which day it was. I just laid down. I had the fan on, put my earbuds in, and turned on Tears of the Kingdom for the first time in like I think it was 5 days. I played it. It was like
Damn.
Friday to like Thursday or
I
something,
went about that too,
and it
without
was
playing.
like you want to talk about coming feeling that feel good coming home feeling. You know when you come home from somewhere, it just felt so right. It sounds silly. It felt so right to just be playing the game, comfortable on the bed, got it propped on a pillow, earbuds in, and I'm just like, man, I miss this. And it was just pure bliss of I went to the Akala region finally. My goal was to go to Death Mountain, and I was like, well, I might as well go to the stables in the Akala region, and I might as well go to Tarrytown. It's the first time I've been there. 90 hours before I went there. holy crap, this looks cool. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, I can build my own home. Like crazy things to do. Adorable character was the first quest that I did, and I'm just like, oh, might as well go up to Robbie's place. Oh, there's like pirate ships down there. I'm gonna go down there. Oh, there's a cave, and like, oh, that kind of looks like the a labyrinth kind of wall in this cave. Why don't I ascend? I ascend up. Yep, I'm in the labyrinth, and I'm like, this is just amazing. Like, it was just so cool. All happened without really barely opening the map. No fast traveling, just exploring. I think I'm up to 92 shrines, I think. And
I don't even want to mention how many shrines.
The story is such a non-factor at this point to me. I'm just thoroughly enjoying. I didn't do the depths hardly. I barely touched the sky, and I'm just like on the ground on my horse, doing shrines, doing side quests, side adventures.
Horse.
And it's just like amazing.
These like shrines with horse.
Who needs a horse when you can drive around in a tank?
See, that's the one thing. I watched Retro's video. I have not created anything other than put some wheels on some wood to haul a Korok. Like, I've not tried to make one single thing. I just take the pre-built stuff, the wing, and I put fans on it and batteries and a control stick. Or
Dude just goes like full on the hobo mode, plank wheels. I'm done.
I put 4 big wheels on a slab and a control arm, and I'm good. Like, that's all I've done.
I've been built a pissing mech, is what you're saying.
Done nothing. Like, literally, to me, it doesn't even need to be in the game. I wouldn't even miss it because I haven't used it.
Speaking of pissing mechs, how does the game surprise you and throw in a little Mario Sunshine section?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You know,
I was like, what?
You know what's crazy? I did the tower in that region, and then I talked to a Zoro right there, and I don't remember who I was watching. Somebody was stuck on, it was either Breath of the Wild or this game. One of the streamers I don't watch a lot of. And they're not Nintendo or Zelda people. And watching them like try to come up with video game solutions or expect like the solution to be something that it tells you what to do. Me, I get to this Zoro, he's trapped in some muck. What do? I go to my inventory. Oh, there's a splash melon or whatever it's called. Let me try that. I throw it first try. Not seen anybody do it. Not heard anything about it. Just tried it and it worked.
I used a fire hydrant. I summoned a fire hydrant.
Yeah, you could do that, but I threw a splash.
What he's trying to say is that that's experimental. Like that, of course, you can use a fire hydrant to blow water. We got it. But splash melon, maybe most people won't think to use that if they don't have the fire hydrant. Maybe some people haven't even found that shit yet.
I think it's in general. Like, I think people who play Zelda now, like, I think Wind Waker really started it. Where like,
with the
damn, there's a wall, and I'm like, what if I use some fire? I mean, fire. You try it, and I feel Zelda's one of the only games where if you can think of it, you can do it, and that's what it is. Whereas if you're playing something like, I don't know, let's just borderline say Dark Souls, oh, there's some vines on this thing here, you can burn it, does fucking nothing, like it doesn't interact, and Tears of the Kingdom is taking this shit to a whole other level.
I'm thinking there's probably only a few actual solutions, but it's usually what you think should be the solution in like what would work in the real world is usually what works in Zelda games.
Yeah.
And Clocked it notorious with his God of War review, how you can't throw the axe through a rope. You have to go up and hit the triangle button for him to cut it or something. Yeah. You have a throwing axe. Why couldn't you just use that? Game developers don't think of that shit. It goes right through it because that would take a lot more programming and a lot more. Well, if we do that, then we don't want to be able to cut everything, So Nintendo's like, screw it, If there's a rope,
how many games, and this seems simple as shit. How many games where you see something hanging on a rope that you can't reach, or just something just tied to a rope, and you're like, oh, I'll just shoot it with an arrow and that bitch will fall.
Yeah.
Like, or I'll throw fire at it and it'll burn it and it'll fall. Like, it sounds like a no-brainer, but no games do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom do that shit. It's crazy.
Does the opal shoot water when you put it on an item?
Oh, does it?
Because Jay said he used an opal. I know that each
Oh.
one of those has an elemental attack. I didn't know the opal was water
Yeah,
though.
and yeah, like I didn't even think about that until it's like, oh yeah, so I can put anything together, and obviously these different what do you call them, minerals or
The ore.
like the ore and stuff like that. Obviously they're colored for different purposes. I'm like, oh yeah, so I can use the fucking topaz or whatever it is to shoot Gibdos with it. Like, oh yeah, because that's that's their big weakness, right? Electrical attacks.
Yeah,
and
and
shit.
you didn't
I'm
have
like,
to tell me that was electrical. I don't
yeah,
think I even did that, but I could just by its color I knew.
yeah, and I attached that shit to a fucking sword and handled them
I
bitches
would
like
think
nothing. It was quick.
sapphire would be water, because unless that's
I haven't really tried any of the other ones because I've been
ice?
using the
I
little
use the
jelly.
ice one. That's the
What's the jelly things?
Yeah, I use the
what's
choo
the
choos,
blue
but
one?
The choo
the
choos, right?
sapphire's blue.
Sapphire. That's for the ice one. That's what I use.
That's
Because
ice.
it's not just like an ice ball.
Mhm.
You do like an ice wave, and it
Like
freezes.
an ice
so
So you
wave,
put
yeah.
it on
use it at the
a
same
on a
time.
magic staff, and then they all have their abilities. So
Yeah.
Right.
let's see. I would guess.
So everything is a magic staff now. You don't fucking need. No, you don't need to look for a whiz robe and shit, or whatever, jumping
Yeah.
around and
So the
like,
opal does
oh,
say power of water. Topaz says electricity. Sapphire, essence of ice, and the ruby's the fire. Does diamond do anything? Doesn't say. I mean, it makes your strong sword. Let me tell you,
I was gonna say make it super strong.
Makes your sword
Yeah.
last a long time. That's for sure. I'm thoroughly enjoying just fusing my weapons with things to make strong weapons, because I got this like, God, it was a pretty high level sword. I want to say it was in the 20s, like a one-handed sword. And I'm like, what am I going to pair with this? And I paired the white Lionel thing, and it made this wicked freaking sword axe looking thing, and not an actual axe. And I'm like, yeah, I'm using this. And it's like level 71.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that part of it. So
I like the black Lizalfos one. It's like this horn that goes kind of like that. It creates this like curved blade with these massive edges on it.
Yeah.
It's wicked
I
cool.
don't think I've seen a black Lizalfos yet. I've had the silver moblin I just finally encountered, and I like the silver bocoblin's little horn with the light on the end. That does pretty good.
Those are pretty strong.
That's a strong
giant frog thing in the depths. You know, what is
I didn't fight that
thing. Up, man. Those are messed up.
I didn't fight it. I just turned.
I fought it. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna fight something down here." And
I feel like
I stood my ground.
Though, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And that bitch got some really cool attacks, some surprising attacks. I was like, "Oh,
I still
I'm
haven't
not just gonna stand back and try to." That's a pause beforehand. You're not gonna just stand back and try to suck me in. You're gonna like chase after me and try to go for me up and all kinds of shit. It was pretty cool.
I haven't
like body slam.
I've not squared off against a Gleelock yet. I've seen him in the distance.
Yeah, I
haven't even got it to see its health bar or its name.
I defeated a special Gleeok, and it cost me like 200 arrows and like borderline half my inventory.
Right,
to, like, beat
right.
That shit.
The one in the Coliseum, I got up on him, and I'm like, "Yep, I'm out."
I got a simple method for just defeating the gloom hands, and it's kind of once you can.
I still haven't seen a gloom hand yet.
You haven't seen it yet?
Nope.
Damn.
I'm only 45 hours in, but
that's some scary ass shit.
I saw one
those gloom hands.
pretty quickly in. I had like 4 hearts still, and
yeah.
But once I figured out how to defeat them, it's like four bomb flowers and a few regular arrows, and
so they don't do what they traditionally do in Zelda games.
Mean, that you're thinking of like those hands that come from the walls and shit.
Yeah,
the gloom hands.
No, they're not. I mean, they do kind of similar. They just don't pull you anywhere or anything. But they're like, I'm surprised with 4 bombs is enough. You must have had like a wicked fucking strong bow, because 4 bombs don't do shit with me.
It doesn't kill them, but it takes a few of them out, and then I can pick off the rest with a few regular arrows.
It's Robot of Gaming with us.
So anyway, Terrell, you're muted. Just in case you didn't know.
Visor Grunt wants to know which one is scarier, Gloom Hands or Guardians. Guardians used to scare the shit out of me, bruh.
Gloom Hands at first, but now I'm like,
The
And
problem I feel, because with Guardians, I feel they kind of stay in the region. They attack from a distance. Gloomhands, they're like coming
the,
for you and shit,
yeah, they come
man.
out of nowhere. But
Well, from that trailer, that first trailer we got, they chase you to a bridge and blow the bridge up and all kinds of stuff. That happened, right? Oops.
but I will say, like, the Gloomhands, there's a reason to take one on and defeat it. If you haven't, do it, and then you'll know what I'm talking about.
You get some good stuff. You always get some good stuff. Except for the I forget what it's called. That I call him the big frog depth creature. The big frog. He just drops like zonite rocks or whatever. I'm like, really? That's it?
Jay, don't
After all
waste your
that?
I mean, you're
rubies.
gonna want a shitload of that though.
Jay Beg's wasting rubies on Gloomhands. Yeah, fire bombs are way cheaper, way less, way more abundant.
Yeah, like I said, I'm cheating, so I don't.
I think
I'm
my
not worried
weakest
about,
bow.
I'm not worried about resources.
I think my
You
weakest bow
cheating
is
bitch.
like 30. 30 to like 45, I think, are the range of the damage of my bows. So, and then you can, you know,
See, that is the one weapon I wish wouldn't break, right? Because it's like it makes sense for, I guess, for your hand to hand
mm-hmm.
combat sword or whatever to break or to dull and all that kind of stuff. But it's like your 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 bow shouldn't break. You should be able to get, you know, you can be replacing them by getting more and more powerful bows and shit like that. That's still cool. But I wish they didn't break. That's the one thing I wish
Strings,
they.
man, strings on the bow are
Oh, you
fragile.
can put more fucking strings on the
I have
bow you already
like
have.
seven extra slots, and I still, rarely have room for another bow. So
I never run out of
at
bows.
first, I
Really,
was
I
struggling to
feel.
find some,
I run out of bows a lot
but
because I use that bitch a lot.
I
I use them
say
all the time. Yeah, maybe I'm just looking. I just
you
find
get
them all
a
the time.
nice level 44 one after the gloom hands at once you defeat them. So that's a good
It
one.
doesn't mean a whole lot to me because that bit's gonna break. Like, well, I don't care what level it is. It's
Eventually,
not my
just
prime. It's not
if
my
I
primary
really
attack.
love a weapon, I just go to the Octo Rock and let it suck it in and fix it. I wish I could just have a smith that would just do that instead of having to go wait till the Octo Rocks. There's a certain amount of time has to pass before they'll do it again, and I only know where 2 are. I probably should just look up where a couple more are, just save myself some time. I've had the same like diamond sword for like more than 50 hours. I don't use it that much. I try to switch back and forth. I don't use the same weapon over, and spears are very effective against some enemies. I hate the two-handed weapons. That's the one thing.
Yeah, because you can't fucking use your shield. It
Without a
sucks.
shield.
Man, the two-handed weapon charge attack is what I use most, man. You're just swinging through all these enemies and
That's
shit.
what Gab Smulders did on her Breath of the Wild playthrough. Every enemy, she'd pull out a two-handed sword and try to just. That was her only method, and finally she encountered something that didn't work on. And I was like, oh, she's gonna have to try something different, and then she found a way to make it work still. I was like, I never did that.
Enemies in the depths are more powerful. The worst thing about them though is they get the gloom and shit on them, and so that they crack your hearts and shit. That's the thing that sucks about them. That makes them harder.
Yeah, man, I got some actually pretty powerful ones, but some gloom ones, but they're you'll get them one of these days if you just progress the main stuff. But it's really cool.
Yeah, and I don't even make the devices to attack. Like I don't use any of that stuff for combat. I mean, it's there if I ever want to. I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even attach, for example, like fire emitters and stuff to like a weapon to create. It's just a different way to create magical weapons, really.
I do that all the time, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not good at it. I don't feel comfortable controlling its aim. When I use it on the shield, I feel like
it goes away so quick.
Yeah, it kills your
and it
shield.
goes away.
That's what sucks. Yeah. But yeah, I have trouble aiming. Just like you, when I put a light, the mirror, or whatever, on my shield, I don't know what it is. I cannot aim that damn thing because once you're locked in, you can only strafe, and then when you're not strafing, like it's just weird how it works.
So it's not just me.
You can't pull it up and then aim it.
Right, you can't aim it and shit. That's
all right.
Yeah,
But
I feel the
anyway.
problem with the shield is that he just doesn't keep it straight when you
Mhm.
use it. He kind of keeps it at an angle.
Right.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
the
like
problem.
Ocarina where you can aim the shield. Like
Yeah.
But
See,
anyway,
Ocarina's better.
let's get to. We got a bunch of game E3 type stuff to talk about. Terrell's falling asleep because he's still not playing, even though the game said
I'm not falling. I'm eating. I'm
game
good.
said he
I'm
had
Gucci.
30
He's trying
hours.
to eat on, he's trying to eat on the slack. Can't you
This
tell what
man's
he's doing?
played over a whole day. I remember he was like, "Man,
He
you know,
doesn't.
I
He
haven't
hasn't
played
left
too
the
much."
Great Island. He hasn't even got all 4 abilities. There's no way he has
Nah.
30 hours. The game something got messed up. I think
It's fine.
I think he put it
Really?
somehow left like put it in sleep and it counted or something because he only had
well,
what,
had to-
2 or 3 abilities out of the 4.
Yeah.
Didn't
Wait,
it?
He's
Like,
not supposed to do
And you
that.
somehow
Yeah.
have 30? So you don't think you actually have
no,
30?
he's probably got like 3 or 4. I would say.
Oh, okay. So what do you think, Drill? How many hours do you think you really have then in the game?
I don't know. It's probably. I don't. I would agree
10?
with you. I don't think it's like.
I would say
30.
around 10. 3 or 4 seems very little.
Yeah,
That's
it's
like borderline the
probably-
intro of the game.
Yeah, it's probably.
He
like
only has
10.
the first. He doesn't even have the 4th ability.
Yeah, but I
yet.
mean, even the story part until you're able to freely move into the sky takes you like an hour or 2 at least.
That's what I said.
Are
he
you
got-
playing? Are you playing Xenoblade DLC? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm I'm trying to finish that. But I'm
There's
actually.
a lot of games. There's a
I-
lot of games.
There's a lot of shit.
Stuff. It's a lot of stuff.
I feel like it's about 4 hours before you can jump to the ground, even taking your time.
Yeah, it's about 4
Let
hours.
me
I think.
think. I gotta think how long it took me because
That's what it took me, about 3.5, 4 hours, something like that.
maybe.
Because there isn't. I mean, let's be real. There isn't much to do up there once you get the 4th shrine, 4th ability. There's a few Koroks, and that's about it.
I expected that one shrine in the trailer to be like cooler. I didn't. First of all, I didn't know it was a shrine. That one spinning ball thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's cool. What's
I've
that
done
about?
one, and it's
not
yeah,
much.
It's not shit in there. I think it's
I
just
thought that was
figuring
gonna
out
be
how
some
to
cool
land in
thing.
there, and I just did it one try, and I'm like, oh, there's
Oh
just
yeah, it wasn't that hard
there's
at
a
all.
shrine in
to
here,
get
and
in
then
there.
and a ball machine, and then I can just
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I like though.
Muhammad's-
There's a lot of very elaborate big stuff in the world. That's not much really in it. So they really went overkill with designing the world. Like I like that.
Muhammad 2024
Yeah.
is up in the chat. I'm gonna call him.
That's
Muhammad
literally
24.
what the situation is, at least on that side. If we're gonna jump
Hey.
right into
Man, what y'all want, man? Come on.
Dude,
Hey,
4
hey,
years.
What do you want?
that, I want you to do better. I want them to do better.
I agree, but you gotta really look at what's happening now. They're dropping
2024. That's
Just
what's
look at
happening.
what's coming.
they're
That's
dropping
where
5
that's where
games,
it's happening.
5
2024.
5 first-party games in a year, and one of them is completely trash. But that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Wait,
the
which
cadence
one
is
are you
beginning.
talking about? You talking about? Let's see. Is Redfall, Hi-Fi Rush, Forza, Starfield,
Starfield.
and then what's the last one?
Isn't that it?
Minecraft Legends.
Oh, Legends.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
just one
Minecraft,
big game and
Which actually
update and like an
plays on
indie.
it.
That's wicked
fun.
good for Microsoft. in
That's
like a
pretty
year's
good.
time.
That's pretty
Like,
good.
that was
Like
kinda
now,
very
is it
fantastic.
good enough for the Microsoft that we have that we've been having? No, that's the problem. Is that they need to do much better before they can
Or at least do
before
this
they
on a
can
more
get the
consistent
pass.
basis.
Exactly, more consistent.
Mhm.
But looking at what they actually put out or putting out this year, that's pretty good for most companies. That's pretty good for a lot of companies, I would say. So.
Yeah.
I had to do that myself because I was coming out of that coming out of the what do they call it, the showcase, a little bit down, but I was like, I went in with expectations that I
I
probably
thought
should've
there'd be
went in with.
another.
No, but you should have. That was
No,
the
no,
whole
no.
point.
Their expectations I definitely should have went in with, but looking outside of that, I was like, that was a pretty good fucking showcase. There was a lot of games shown.
I was the
a
second
pretty
half
good
of those really
pacing.
it starts getting really good. But
Yeah, the pacing was great. There wasn't a bunch of people talking and out their ass, you know.
Well,
But the problem
how
is
about-
the bigger games that should have had fucking gameplay wasn't there. But from what I hear, on the 13th they're doing another deep dive with like Hellblade and all kinds. So I'm like, okay, well that's cool. I wish that would have been in the showcase, but
It should have been.
Yeah,
in
that
the
was like
showcase.
to me. That was like I checked out after Hellblade 2's.
Hellblade. I knew made him
gameplay.
mad. He was mad.
like,
I
yeah,
could tell he was
Hellblade.
mad.
You
I
could've
was sitting there
showed-
like, really? What's going on here?
This
is-
I
this
played
is
the
nothing.
game. Someone's like, "Oh, it's just a walking simulator." Anyway, no, this game had a bunch.
it's
had
not.
a really cool combat system. There's a lot of combat in this game, and that's what you chose to show. It's but let's start with the Summer Game Fest because I don't think.
Yeah, let's start.
I mean, for me, there wasn't much.
Well, I wrote down games that I enjoyed. Let me see.
The Summer Game Fest was good. The problem was that like the bigger dive into those games came later in the showcases they were actually in.
Right.
Even still, I mean, we already knew about Alan Wake 2. That got
we did.
pretty a lot of time. Final Fantasy. I mean, I'm looking forward to playing it someday. I'm not gonna like sit here and pre-order or anything. But I didn't even watch the whole.
Apparently, that's a problem with a lot of people.
I didn't even watch the whole. Like, I didn't even finish watching the Final Fantasy Rebirth, whatever.
No, I don't.
Trailer.
It was
Rebirth. I'm thinking of
Final
Fantasy 7
Go-
Rebirth is the sequel.
I write down a bunch of
Part
games
2.
like from all these things. Was Ghost Runner 2? That was the Sony one thing, right? That was
in
one?
Sony's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Sony.
I'm trying to see where it starts. Where my
Which
things start.
looked pretty cool in that trailer they revealed.
Did you beat Ghost Runner 1?
What? Yes, bro. I love that
You've been
game.
raving for years.
I know you did.
I can't wait. Ghost Runner 2 looks amazing. I can't wait.
That's why I said it.
I haven't started
dude,
Ghost Runner,
that was like when I saw it, I was like, oh. But yeah,
I haven't beat it yet, but it's pretty cool.
but it's so good though, right?
It's a very good game. Yes,
It's a great game.
Very cool.
But I don't know where. I'm trying. So Alan Wake 2, that they didn't show that the Sony thing, did they?
No.
No.
What was that
No,
cool
wait,
looking game
actually,
they
no, I
showed
think
at
they
Game
did.
Fest?
Alan Wake.
I'm going through now.
Oh, maybe it
Prince
was
of
at
Persia.
Sony's.
Wait, they did show that actually. For
You got
Yeah.
Prince of Persia. You got Mortal Kombat.
Prince of
1.
Persia.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's where.
And Mortal
yeah, so
Kombat
that's where-
Yeah,
one
that was
actually-
Sony. You're right. You're
Prince of Persia, where that's the first thing I wrote for.
And Mortal
Summer
Kombat
Games
1
Fest.
actually looks solid. Gameplay looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit's disgusting.
After we got Street Fighter,
I put. Let's see. These are the games I wrote
Yeah.
that look interesting. I put Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Mortal Kombat 1, Witch Tire, Sonic Superstars, Sandyland looks dope, Warhaven, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando, Like a Dragon. Oh, I didn't know that's. I think we're getting. Was that Summer Game? No, that's.
No,
that's
I'm looking now. I'm
no, wait,
checking
no, that
now.
wasn't. Was Like a Dragon in
Baldur's
Summer Game
Gate 3, Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, that was also Like a Dragon, the man who erased his name. 33 Immortals.
Like a Dragon's in there. Yeah.
33 Immortals was also. That was also.
I feel like that was Summer.
That
Game
was
Fest.
Summer Game
That was
Fest.
Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah, Immortals is it's
Okay,
in
so
Game
those are
Fest.
the games that for Summer Game Fest that I thought looked interesting for me.
Yeah.
Now, admittedly,
I
I write these games down. Like I already forgot what Warhaven looks like. To be
But it
honest,
was also
I
an
wrote that
Xbox, right?
There's a couple that were involved.
33 Immortals.
The thing is, Summer Game Fest kind of gave like the general announcements, and then you got like deeper dives for certain games depending on their developer.
Yeah.
See, this is why people want E3, motherfucker. All these different shows, and they showing similar games. You don't know what shit was shown at. And it's just confusing. This
But
is why we
honestly,
need.
this is the. You know what? They really it. As much as I say that, this literally this whole week is essentially E3 though. Still.
Yeah, I
Because
agree with that. I'm not
You
saying
say
it's
that,
not.
but, like after today, there's really no major streams.
No, it's
though.
something on
other
Tuesday.
than obviously
It's the
what sucks,
13th.
there's no Nintendo and there's no Sony stuff, but Sony did technically do the thing.
There's no
only recently.
Square stuff either. I noticed.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Although a lot of Square stuff seems to be in Sony stuff now.
and there's still a lot that I have to watch. Like they have the Devolver Digital thing they did, which I was like,
When-
I only watched a few trailers from Ubisoft, and man, that's some good stuff over there, bro.
Yeah, they
Avatar
are.
was
That
good.
Star Wars, I was at that Star Wars game.
Yeah, I feel like 1313 is back, yo.
That looks like the Uncharted Star Wars
Avatar looks
game.
dope.
Avatar looked good.
I think it looks real good.
That's coming out this year. I think I was more surprised by that.
Yeah, I was very.
I was
I'm
definitely
curious
surprised.
December 7th. It says.
The shit was supposed to come out last year. It better come out this year.
I mean, I gave him credit. I was like, all right.
Well,
You
they
start
said.
with-
I don't know if you remember. They said 2023 to 2024, so it was gonna be in between. So I was like, damn. And then
Hey,
I
man,
don't know
you-
much they showed of Avatar, but I saw the one big trailer.
They showed off a decent bit.
I'm sorry, to me that looked like.
My bad. I started. We're falling off. We need to stay.
I'll get back to Avatar because I know
I started it.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
stick to one game show at a time. There we go.
We'll start with some.
what did Retro? What did you think of Avatar though?
I said the Avatar stuff. I still gotta wait because what they showed for me looked like CGI gameplay. It didn't look like real gameplay.
Yeah,
Like
looked like
come
gameplay to
on,
me.
that's a
I saw
component
gameplay
of
of
the
the
game
gameplay
because
for
it,
that.
Yeah,
they
it
showed
looked
the
like gameplay to me.
gameplay.
Yeah.
It's probably run
I
on a
don't know.
PC, running a 4090,
Yeah.
but it's still is
They
running.
almost said capture on a PS5, I believe.
I don't think it was
No,
like it said PS5 at the bottom.
I remember it saying
missed
capture on
that.
PS5.
Yeah, it said PS5 at the
I had
bottom.
to turn off Terrell's stream because there was some Avatar hate going on. I'm like, I'm not watching this reaction, listening to Avatar
I
hate.
already knew you were gonna feel some
It's
type
just
of way.
Fern Gully. It's just Fern Gully. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna
So-
2.8 billion, 2.9 billion.
He's like, it didn't even
son.
do that good. It's a
First
boring
of all-
movie. Shut the fuck up.
I don't think Franco made that.
I knew he was gonna get triggered. I was
So-
like, bet.
So for summer
It's time to
Game
stop
Fest-
hating on Avatar. It's time to
for
stop.
Summer Game Fest.
It's a dusty and
one
sunny
thing,
city
I
as
said
it's-
first thing I wrote down was Prince of Persia, and what a shame that game's getting so much hate for a lot of
It
people.
looks gameplay wise. It looks.
It's going
legit.
through that whole
It
Metroid
looks
Dread
dope.
thing where it's like you're charging $60 for this. That's what people I've been seeing on Twitter.
And not only that, but then the new trailer from Ubisoft Forward today was really cool. The gameplay breakdown they
Yeah,
had to look pretty
it was.
I
good.
don't absolutely love every aspect of the aesthetics and stuff, but the gameplay looks fucking amazing. So
Yeah.
Yes.
and then
It's
maybe
from
they got
Arena
some
Legends
inspiration
game.
from Metroid Dread, or maybe they didn't. But if you like Dread, I don't want to see you hating on that game because it looks fucking incredible.
Hey man, but why is it $60?
I think what it is, just unfortunately, not many big companies do 2D games anymore, so they it's just that huge stigma still for some reason.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
definitely.
that it's 2D. My problem is that Prince of Persia is a bigger name than some people think, and for me, it could have looked better. This doesn't even look close to what Dread looks like to me, like visually and stuff.
Really, I think
Absolutely
it
not.
looks really good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Wait,
think that's
what
a
game?
little-
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia.
Persia.
That's the other thing. T and I got
No.
roasted in this. Couple of
I
guys
thought it
in this
looks really
group
good,
for
to be
saying
honest with you.
Dread.
Why?
We didn't like that plasticky look that they were going for. Now the game ended up great, and it looks great in most areas. There's still some. I still don't love that chunky plasticky look of some of the
Me
areas, some of
neither.
the enemies. But this is a very similar kind of thing. That's got a more cell shaded look, but it's also kind of very similar in my mind.
Mhm.
So I don't love it on every level, but
I like the movement.
they have a consistent style.
The
The
movement
gameplay
looks really good.
really good.
Well, and
Okay.
I appreciate them going back to an IP that definitely deserves more attention.
And
than
again,
it's
it's like
gotten.
everyone always wants. Ubisoft makes the same thing every time, and then they're doing something,
Mhm.
out of their ordinary. Then they're like, "What is this, man? I want a 3D open world like
No, I like it. It's
What the hell,
2D.
man?"
It looks like it controls like super smooth and shit. Like it looks like fun.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I don't know, very strange to me. But to be fair, like I just think it's unfortunately a lot of the more you could say casual audience sometimes that they train to not like 2D stuff, and it's the unfortunate thing. And it's also dumb because people want the Sands of Time remake. I want an old game. Don't show me this new game. Fuck you.
Everyone
Like, wait,
hated
what?
that Sands of Time remake, and they got a new studio and
It
everything.
look like ass.
So
Yeah,
yeah, you're-
like wasn't that the same thing where people were like, oh, this doesn't even look good. Now I'm hating on this, but you're showing me a new game? What do you mean? Show me the old game.
I think it's that Wind Waker effect, like T mentioned. A lot of people's like, yeah, I want the Sands of Time remake, and then you get a remake that looks way better, and you're like, I think I like it and stuff, because in your mind you remember it differently than what it was. It was an excellent game, absolutely amazing. But when you want a remake and then you get it, people think they're gonna get like fucking Final Fantasy remake every time visually and shit. Like that's just not gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. That's
I think the standards have just been fucked
that's
up.
a huge budget for a remake. We're talking about a remake here. Obviously, they
Mhm.
don't want to spend a lot of money because they're remaking some shit.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
what do you expect for the budget? Come on.
I will say what
Yeah.
to me, from just my personal taste, the biggest thing it's lacking is like any kind of like cool lighting. It just seems like a very bright like every shot I've seen of that
I can see that.
is
I
like
can see that.
that's the thing that really Dread did really well was like
That's
the,
what I
the
said.
lighting.
It doesn't look like Dread to me.
Well, just
Well,
not the same
I mean,
level
there
for
might
me.
be other areas. It's still early on.
I mean,
There-
everyone
But
they
the
show
game
kinda
it
look-
comes out.
There is some
comes out
Dread
in like 6
influence for
months.
sure. I mean,
that's where Dread really excelled. Where you walk in this dark room and you just see some highlights in the background, and there's like
Yeah.
and you see Samus's suit glowing, like that. That to me was where that game
that
excelled.
happens. That kind of happens in I would say most Metroid games. That's not just a Dread thing, right? I would say.
But it looked.
I know that
amazing.
happens in Super Metroid for sure. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
That was like, in my opinion, one of the highlights. And then the weather effects when you're out in that one area with the waves, like it definitely has some amazing looking areas. And that's, I think, where Prince of Persia is the only thing for me visually that's like off about it. It doesn't have that dynamic lighting that I'm a sucker for. But yeah, but come on, I mean, that was a surprise. I don't think anybody was expecting that.
Yeah. And it was appreciated
because it's a January release, so it's like
we got a release date for it and everything.
January,
release date, literally release date.
So yeah, it's hard to get mad at it. Mortal Kombat 1 is rebooting again.
Well, yeah, because at the end of Mortal Kombat 11, it's funny. It's a reboot that's continuing the story of Mortal Kombat 11, and it's like I really enjoy playing the story modes of those games. I really do. I know Juice is like, man, it's just stupid. But I love and dude, there are obviously a lot of people do love those
I like the story in those games.
I like
as much.
It's a little something extra for your fighting game. I like that.
I love it. I love it, especially for me that don't put a lot of time into multiplayer games. It's nice to have a fighting game that has like
certain fighting games. Like I don't care about story in the Street Fighter. But I love the story in Soul Calibur. Like I had certain fighting games.
Well, because Soul Calibur has like a fuck ton of lore.
Did you guys see that Chun-Li no leggings mod for Street Fighter 6?
Yeah.
Did we see? Did you share?
I sent it.
The things that people spend their time on.
I know, but like that's a simple little change you'd think wouldn't be much, but that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be in the game. Like,
hey, look, I'm not.
Like, just to stay on the Mortal Kombat thing, I wanted to say still, like, I usually don't care about the story of Mortal Kombat, specifically because 3 is the last one I played. So if then you start playing 10, you have no idea what's going on. You're like, is there even a story? Are they just trying? So the fact that they're rebooting this, and I'm watching this trailer, you see them in like real life settings, wearing like a suit and stuff. It just feels so not Mortal Kombat. I'm like, I'm so fucking down for this shit. And then the gameplay plays, and it feels a lot smoother than 10 and 11 looked and stuff. Like, I definitely am very excited for it.
Yeah,
the combos,
it looked way better.
Everything looks so much smoother. Like, it doesn't, because Mortal Kombat like 10 and 11, always it feels like punch, you go back. It's slow. It feels like very like a scene, and now it just feels like a fluent fucking combat. All these moves and shit that looks so good.
And you got Grace doing reactions to the trailers to Mortal Kombat games.
Oh yeah.
So you know it must be good.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Only because of the movie tie-in. She's trying to she's done that with Mortal Kombat, and she talked about the Nicolas Cage being in what game is he in?
Oh, Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. He's in Dead by Daylight, and so it's always movies when movies or TV shows tie in. She did that with The Last of Us too, but she's only watched the CG. People fucking put all the clips together, all the cinematics together. Yeah, she's only done.
I heard that. I didn't fact check this, but I heard they confirmed that they actually originally wanted Van Damme to be the model for Johnny Cage, and he never did that shit. And that now he's gonna be fucking Johnny Cage as a DLC.
They said that in Summer Game Fest.
So stupidly excited for that.
Yeah, that's the coolest shit because he was modeled after him. That's so cool.
That's the thing is that like what's cool about it, and I like the idea of having these cameo fighters. So while not all of them will be playable, it's at least to have more characters. They're kind of like assist trophies, you could kind of say, right?
Yeah.
In a way, and so, but like more in depth assist trophies, and I think it's pretty cool because all of them are in their classic Mortal Kombat 1. Literally Mortal Kombat 1 suits. Sonya's in that green, and you got Kano in his white with like it looks like it's like classic.
They have like a lot of the original because the fatalities became like so over the top. So I like it that they put back in some of the very simple original fatalities from the first couple of games and stuff, like with Sub-Zero and he rips off the hat with the spine, or Kano just simply pulling out the heart. You don't need to like pull out the heart, cut out the eye, shoulder the hat, put him in the middle. And
but unfortunately, the problem is that Mortal Kombat kind of screwed themselves because half of the appeal of Mortal Kombat when it first came out was the shock value.
Shock fatalities.
So, like, of course, when you go through multiple games, it's like, what else do you do? Well, we got to make it as gory and ridiculous.
over the top.
The early Mortal Kombat games didn't control well. Like, it was really stiff. The animation was kind of stiff. it was all about how cool the fatalities were and all that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks good. I really enjoy the franchise
I hope I
a
can
lot.
fight you in this one, Robert.
Right? And
even in 10, we couldn't do that shit.
I forgot about that. We don't talk about that.
And which is it's still
But
beyond. It's insane to me that literally, you know, it's region locked. That game.
That was the weirdest
shit. Which
Mortal
makes no
Kombat
sense.
10, like fucking 40 years later, 2022 and shit, we couldn't fucking versus because you let.
Well, I mean, it came out in 2015 though, but yes, it was still.
No, but when we played it and shit, you know,
I know,
that was
but
like a year or two ago.
But the whole thing is that what was crazy about that, and then of course now we had the Zelda situation where that was also region locked.
Yeah,
what
that's
the
true.
fuck?
But that's like a
did you guys know that Triforce Heroes is region locked for
bullshit.
That's such a
is so weird because nothing else is Mario Kart, nothing is region locked. Somehow Triforce Heroes
play Luigi's Mansion and shit
only
together.
Americans can play together.
Isn't that so weird? That makes no sense.
What are you, a European? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
This American.
What do you expect for a spin-off? What do you expect for a spin-off game?
Strange.
Oh god, we're not doing this. Hey, stop. So, what's the next game of note?
Sonic.
I put let me see. Well, let me look these games up before I put Witch Tire.
Did you talk about Sonic?
Actually, which Fire is next?
Which Tire I put, or which Fire? I put.
Yeah,
Tire.
it's Which Fire.
I don't remember that one.
It's a very short trailer, like
very short, but it looks interesting. It looks interesting. I think it could be fun. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Doom Eternal type of movement.
We still in Summer Game Fest?
Yeah, this is all Summer Game Fest.
Oh fuck!
People keep forgetting that. Like people forget there was a lot. We do need to like kind of hit only the major stuff. Sonic would be one of the next games after that.
Sonic, though. Sonic.
I think
you said the very surprised.
Stuff.
That was a surprise.
That was a surprise, and I'm very.
Who's making it? It's not Sonic.
Yeah, it's Sonic Team.
Clocked wasn't impressed with it. I know that.
I know Clocked wasn't impressed.
But... there? Then that shit don't count.
I do agree. I think the camera does look. It does seem too zoomed in. In my opinion, do you agree with that? I feel like
he's in prison for insider trading.
Oh god. I didn't think it was too zoomed in.
Also, the one level I watched, I don't know if that was in the reveal or later.
Is that the one in the forest? Or
it had a lot of the samey, like, oh, you're in this cave section.
I don't know, it looks too plasticky.
It's got like this cave section where it's like repeated throughout. It doesn't look like like it's that like varied.
I'm gonna say this: the demo I saw, which is the jungle level that they show off in the trailer a little bit, very much looks like what I want out of 2D Sonic.
I like the visuals though.
Where's my Green Hill Zone?
No, not that one. It's weird because I'm surprised they're not just calling this like what I think it is, which it feels like it's supposed to be like Sonic 4 in a lot of ways, but I don't think technically that is.
Well, let's see if we'll get blocked for showing
disaster.
Sonic.
No, Sega's pretty chill about copyright.
See, like this section,
the way those looks, man.
Yeah, this is the level. If you watch,
me, man, you just a Sonic hater. Just admit it.
Yeah, but I know he doesn't.
I feel like it's too. I agree.
Well, I said I like the way this looks. What?
Yeah, I do think it's a little zoomed in.
I think it's too zoomed in. You can't really.
I can see that.
It's like and think about it. He's even like if you look at him, right? He's ahead.
You just have to memorize
the head of the screen. You know
just
what I'm
have to
saying?
really.
Well, I mean, that is kind of a part of the Sonic experience.
That's part of Sonic, man.
But what I'm saying is like because of that, it makes it even tougher since it's like the camera.
I can see part of that point.
I prefer my characters big on the screen. I like the way this looks.
I think
you don't think you want it even like 5% back.
I'd say.
I wouldn't. I'll put it this way: I wouldn't be against it if it was 5% back. I'm just saying.
I mean, just a little bit. There's time.
Yeah, like my point is, it's not like a major difference, but I can see the point. Because there have been Sonic games where they've had the camera zoomed in too fucking much, and then you pay.
It's just Sonic games was so fast, you leave the camera behind and shit.
Well, the problem is
games were like so.
Yeah, because the problem is it would burn you because you wouldn't see what's coming up, so you can get punished by a bunch of dumb shit. I will say this level doesn't have any bottomless pits, and I was very thankful about because fucking some 2D games didn't know when to fucking chill out with that shit. I would say overall, I'm excited. I'm very happy to see that they're still fucking around with 2D Sonic because I wasn't 100% sure after Frontiers. Frontiers made me think they found a new gameplay style they were gonna rock. Now seeing this, you include my girl Amy and all this other shit, I'm like, okay.
That's like 4-player co-op, doesn't it?
Yeah. Even the special stages. You see some of the special stages where they're like fucking 3D and shit. I'm like, okay,
that looks fine.
So I'm like, all right, if this is what we're experimenting with, bet.
This only in the boss battle?
Yeah.
It zoomed out on this.
It looks like it is slightly.
Yeah,
it kind of has to be.
It is. Yeah.
To me, that's all it needs.
That's like a good way. Like that looked like that.
But I'm generally happy with it.
I like the animation on Sonic. Just the way he's moving. Like
it's crazy. They did like
it's great.
A 2D Sonic with like a.
I'm not in love with the art style, but I can rock with it.
I mean, at least they tried something different. Like Nintendo hasn't done that with Mario yet with a 2D Mario game.
Well, because they haven't released anything.
We haven't seen a Mario in like fucking 7 years or some shit.
7 years, bro. It's been 11.
No, if you're talking about 2D,
edged.
Well, shit. That's what I mean. 2D, we're talking about 11 years.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm generally
actually really happy with the art style. The look.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Person.
I like it. I like that it's
a little harder edge, like the Genesis games did.
Oh, you're talking about like that like that angular. I don't know how to call. I don't know what you call it, but it had like
a little bit more angular.
What'd you think of the music? Because I think it was the same song.
It's fine.
It is. All right, so here's the issue with the music.
Not a big deal.
It's placeholder music. I already found that out.
Oh, is it?
It's music from Sonic 4. If you like play the audio for this, it's the Sonic 4 music. They're using placeholder music because they don't want to share the track shit.
I was gonna say that song is like Collected even pointed out too, is like super repetitive and like.
No, it's old. It's old music. Older. So T-Lopes has already said on Twitter that they're like, hey, yeah, my bad, sorry. But T-Lopes on Twitter is already like, yeah, we're doing the music for this. I'm like, all right, bet. All right, I'm not worried because T-Lopes.
That's clever.
Look at this.
I like that.
Look at
It's Tropical Freeze to Death or Donkey Country Returns. I can't remember.
They care enough to hide the music. I like that.
See this? Yeah, I think I liked it better when he was in the background. Like that was the zoom level. I think.
I feel like that's too far out though.
But there could be a nice in between. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like is the dark sections. I feel when the game looks this good, they could have done something better than that weird-ass gray out shit.
But
yeah,
it's probably nitpicky, but that doesn't look great.
I mean, I'm sure to be fair, like, there's gonna be like in a few levels max. You know what I mean?
Well, that and there could be changes.
Because visually it looks so amazing. Like,
see, that's why I was surprised. I thought there would be a bottomless pit here, honestly.
Yeah,
and that's why I was like, okay,
it might be on the left.
Does it keep falling?
On the left?
You can, but I had to watch like other footage to figure out. That's the thing about Sonic footage. You have to kind of watch other people play it to see if they make the different kind of mistakes. But
damn,
like,
Terrell out here dissecting it.
Oh, dude, I do this shit all the time. See, I like this shit right here. You could have kept going straight, or you could have dropped down. I'm happy that they're fucking with it.
Hey, it looks like a game I would try.
Do that too. It's like, okay, yeah, we have the 3D Mario stuff, but yes, we're gonna be bringing you 2D Mario as well. I wish there was like a definitive thing with that.
I honestly thought we were gonna get Mario this year. Honestly,
Mario's fucking deader than F-Zero at this point. It's brutal.
I think
in 6 years almost now.
All right, let's move on.
It's been 6 years since Odyssey.
All right. I really enjoyed that Sandland game. That looks pretty good.
I remember seeing the title, but
is that the Akira Toriyama one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that one. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
That looks dope. That looks really cool. But I mean, I wrote some other ones down, but I don't think we need to really talk about those.
What about no? I'm the only one who played Final Fantasy VII Remake, so Rebirth.
Oh yeah, because that.
Oh, that's right. They had that was. Like,
and then Spider-Man 2 has a release date. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
They
okay. Well, I wrote that down
because
I
talked over the footage we already seen, which.
Yeah, that one's just the release date. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Reboot.
2 discs.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that about? 2 discs.
The rest of the game.
So based off of, but here's my thing. Looking at the footage, most of that shit is still like early game.
It's still early game, yeah.
And from what I hear is that this is supposed to be three games. So this is after this you got one more game.
That last game must be huge.
That's what I'm saying because this one
is pretty big as well. unless they just didn't compress it great. And
Well, I mean,
we
the
needed
only
two
thing
discs.
Well, the
Here's my
first
question.
game
I
suffered
think
from
2
some.
discs might be for marketing purposes, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, here's
It's
my
a
question.
marketing thing, yeah.
There's probably one's
Well,
an
here's my-
install disc, one's the game disc.
Well, here's my question.
Oh, yeah.
Those sections, once you get out in the world, how open world do you think this is gonna be? Based
It ain't
off
gonna-
of
Not really.
No,
Not really.
very open,
Final
not very
Fantasy
open.
open world limited, just like map kind of shit. I feel.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like open zoned or some shit. Like it's not
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
because
That first
looked like
game
they were-
had so many like crawl through crevices spots to like. I don't know if that was just to slow down the game or if that was any kind of issue with PS4's loading Xbox. I don't know. That was PS4 only.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
it was
it was-
that or if that was just them trying to pad out the game, but they had a lot of padding in general, like the quests
well, that's why you
and
didn't cover
stuff.
that much of the story. That was part of the problem.
But I mean, they could have cut out, 10 hours of those padded side quests and put in just more actual good content. It would have been fine.
Oh,
Or
no,
just
most
left it out.
people-
Just
that's
had
the
a 30-hour
problem with
game.
that game. That's the problem with that game in general. I'm like, bro, you're still in Midgar. Why are we still in Midgar? And we're fucking
But it did end well. I really liked the finale
that
moments and
fucking
stuff.
Arbor. of
I'll
Fate
never know.
That Arbiter of Fate bullshit, I have no interest in. That shit pissed me off when I heard about that. I'm like, oh, so this is essentially a what if game disguised as a remake. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Right.
We're not doing that.
Either do a remake or don't, motherfucker. Do a side
I was about to
story.
say, I feel like this was a cop out.
Well, now
So-
at this
I think
point,
it's a
they could get away
reimagining.
with it.
A
Now it's called
reimagining.
Rebirth. It's not even it's not a remake anymore because
Yeah.
it's literally not even called it. It's
Now it's just called
Final Fantasy
Rebirth.
VII Rebirth.
So,
it's the rebirth of the IP.
so this whole fucking game is marketing.
But what makes me mad about it is if you look at the trailer, almost all of it's from the original game except for like a couple sections at the end of the trailer. I'm like, oh, so is this gonna be like the first one where it's mainly the main story and then it deviates heavily at the end?
Yeah, on one hand, you want to commend them, right, for doing some new stuff. But on the second hand, you're like, well, this is what I'm used to. This is what you said. This is what you promised, and then you're doing some weird shit. Like
Yeah, there's
My-
no way they're gonna finish the
My-
story in 3 games.
They're not, because the second hell, they haven't even finished the first disc yet from the original game.
Nope.
Like this game will probably finish the first disc, but it's not finishing that second disc. If it does, they're
a couple
skipping.
more there, pal.
I imagine they're skipping.
All right,
shit.
so let's
They're
get on to the
Well, yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah, that's fine.
Honestly, I have to admit, I
With the
watched
next one.
I
Yeah,
watched
guess.
it through Terrell's reaction, so I didn't just watch it on my own. And I didn't watch the Starfield. I saw like 2 minutes of it.
I
What?
wasn't.
That was a good
Dude.
direct.
It looks like, I mean,
Bruh.
solid game, just nothing that really. I know I'm not
So-
playing it, so
I think Robert, you were the one who said that it the second half was better than the first half.
Yeah.
I very much I agree with that because the first, to me, it made me mad to start with Fable and then we got like really nothing out of it.
That's what I was
Hell,
confused about, man. I really thought they were gonna like.
Oh, they starting with
What's
Fable?
Fable?
Oh shit!
yeah, you start
Yeah.
with Fable.
They
But
didn't
you
really
don't
start
give
with
us-
Fable, did they?
they didn't even give
I
it
mean-
a. They didn't even dare give it a year. Like,
Yeah.
Nah.
It's literally just a trailer.
and that's
with,
probably
I guess,
smart for them at this point. To
Yeah,
not
at that
delay,
point, yeah.
But I mean, I got for me, I like the vibe.
It at
of
least
it.
feels like Fable. Like that's one thing I can take away from it, and I think that was the point they were mostly trying to make. Is like, yeah, you got that Fable feel and humor in this game. Okay, great. You got
But
that
it's-
part. Can I see what it looked like?
See, they said they were going to be transparent about everything. Did it have any kind of captured on or anything like in?
I'm looking
They
at
did.
it.
Yeah,
now.
engine.
they
It's
did.
just
It's
in-game
engine.
footage.
There was a little segment that looked like gameplay.
A little
but I
snippet
don't
that
know.
maybe that was game. I thought
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a-
I just want to interject here that the kind of gameplay that you said you don't know if it's gameplay is literally exactly the way Avatar did it.
It says
No.
in-game
That is
footage.
not-
No,
it's-
no, 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 no.
Yeah,
It
it
literally
is.
did.
Avatar does show a
Bro,
HUD. at
Bro,
some
it even
points.
had the HUD. Yeah, Avatar even had
You
a
must
HUD.
not have
bro.
watched
It
that
does show the-
5-minute
I
gameplay
like
trailer.
to-
No. Now look,
Now we're
retro. To be fair, it does do that. What you're talking about, it does that whole intersplicing shit. But there is a
Yeah.
portion in the later half that does show.
There's
the
a
HUD.
second, like 5-minute
even has-
presentation.
I just-
Imagine,
I don't know.
It's not a lot,
like
it's
they're
not a
playing
lot.
on like a pro HUD. It just has
This is a
the map
first-person
on the
game.
top.
Yeah.
But I'm watching just the specific Fable one, and it doesn't say anything about
It says
No,
at the very
it
beginning
says
of the.
in-game
It
footage.
says at the beginning.
oh,
yeah,
in-game
the
footage.
very-
Yep, I see it.
But it honestly,
what does that mean?
Like, what is it? Like,
Yeah, there's only like a couple sections. Once
You guys said it was coming this year. I told you.
Here's the thing.
Bro, we don't even get a date. We need
Here's
a
the thing.
year.
Who said it was coming this year? I don't know. Fable coming this
You
year.
guys were like, man, 2020.
You guys. Who said it?
At
Who
Muhammad,
the fuck
man.
is you guys?
I didn't say that shit.
I think
I'm like, dude, this
this,
shit is like years away. You guys, nah, it's right around the corner.
Dude,
it's
that
right
was
here.
4 years
no,
ago.
I think they were saying they were
That
going to
was
be
a
shown.
two podcasts
Dude, they
ago.
showed this game
on.
off 4
Actually,
years
Retro,
ago.
you're a liar
announced
because
it.
you said you didn't think
You're
it was
a
going to be
liar.
shown. You
Yeah,
thought it wasn't even going to be
surprised.
shown for years.
I'm legit surprised with how much they actually showed. I completely
I
agree.
thought they were gonna show it.
The other thing that kind of irked me, because right after it, we got essentially a new IP, which is that South of Midnight game.
That drove me crazy.
And I'm like, bro, there's like nothing. I don't even know what this game is about. Like,
I don't know the genre.
What happened to that
I
contraband
don't know.
game? They did this. They did the similar thing.
I saw
few years
nothing of
ago.
that.
Well, that
That's-
game is
yeah.
just still.
Oh,
yeah,
can we go? Can we go through this thing like we're supposed to?
No. South of Midnight is right after Fable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that is right after it, and
Okay.
There's like
who knows what
no,
it is.
there's no
it's a game that exists.
gameplay. It's just a CGI
It's a
trailer.
cool. I like the art style.
The art style is good, but
It
like,
may not even be the art style by the time that comes out.
The feel of
the
it.
same
I mean,
with Redfall.
it felt like had like a kind of damn, what's the game? Shadow Man kind of feel a little bit with the whole the bayou, the whole Louisiana
yeah.
kind of So I like that part of it.
But it was another like, hey,
we don't know what that game is.
we don't even
so-
know we don't even know what genre it is or
Right.
So I'm
Yeah.
like,
That was like
whatever.
remember in that indie showcase
It
that
could be a top-down shooter for all we know.
the
You
dog
know,
sledding
fuck.
game we had a big
Yeah.
debate about, and it turns out it was like, I mean, it was. I wasn't say it was completely out of your control, but you could barely control anything of the character, and it was like,
Yeah.
is it gonna be? Can I just have this dog sled and go where I want? No, it's all like on rails basically. But yeah,
Now-
who knows? Just like with Sony did that the first two games at the showcase. What? Yeah, I can assume it's a 4-player co-op, maybe third or first person shooter,
That's,
but
you're gonna
it
assume
could be
that,
a
but that's it.
top-down
Is it third
RTS.
person, first person? Like, we would
Yeah.
know that? Is it over? Yeah, it was over the top. Is it? Gonna...
We have no fucking idea. The next game,
and then
Here's what
they had the
If you
audacity
don't
to show Star
have
Wars.
shit to show,
yeah,
don't show shit.
they
That's
show
it.
Star.
I
They
think
show
I think
Star
it
Wars
was
right
3 trails
afterwards.
in a row, man. Then they had Star Wars Outlaws, and it's like, okay, then they say, oh, we're gonna see gameplay tomorrow. I'm like, then why even show
Why
us,
even
man?
feel it? Like
You're
that,
gonna
Yeah,
have
that
to
it's not
have
even
gameplay
good.
tomorrow.
it does nothing for your show to
Not at all.
Have a some cutscene trailer, like that means nothing to me.
And is
But
that
granted,
the Amy Henning or whatever? Because that felt like an Uncharted Star Wars game
yeah,
to me.
yeah. I think that's
Yeah,
her
it is.
team. Yeah, that's why I said 1313 is back, son.
I'm
It
just
felt
like I'm
like
kind of
13.
over Star Wars at this point. I don't even care, to be honest.
Oh, and then after that,
the movies, but the games are still pretty good.
I mean,
And then we
after I
got
played
essentially-
Fallen Order or whatever, I was kind of done with Star Wars. That was like
And
the
then we
final.
essentially got. And then
well,
right
and
after
after the shoot, the one girl was talking, and it felt super like PR.
Well, what's this? Even this other like this
like, she
top
just
down
smiling,
like Hades.
she's like,
yeah, the 33 Immortals.
That Hades looking game. I still was there gameplay or not?
Yo, it is.
That was a
It's
ton of
bunch
gameplay. I was
It
like, I
was-
was,
that was the first gameplay we got.
oh, yeah, but so the
Oh,
main
the-
reason I'm like interested in this one because it's the guys that made Spearfair, so I'm like, okay, all right. I
And then-
really
Okay,
enjoy
yeah.
Spearfair a lot.
That's right, because
Yeah.
Next Gen, or I think said that, or maybe it was Terrell's stream. Like, oh, finally getting some gameplay.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, 'cause that was the first one we got with a good amount of
You
gameplay.
know,
he wouldn't have said it for that game, man.
I don't. Somebody said it. I just love. He said they
No.
got to stop making the games with. We got to Xbox got to stop making games with crayons.
Oh, that shit is ridiculous, dog.
That was
Crazy.
funny.
I
was
was
fun.
thinking,
Every
like,
once
if
in a
it's
while, he
33
says something
Immortals. That means
funny.
it'd be like 33 players or something. Like that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. And then right after that, we got Payday 3, which
Remember when
But
that
no.
came to Wii U, Payday 2? Wasn't that a
So
Wii
yeah,
U or
remember-
Switch?
You mean Switch?
here's my
Switch,
thing.
yeah,
Considering how
Switch.
old Payday 2
You-
is,
no,
Payday 3 does not look like you would think it needs to.
it looks
considering-
like it looks like a last gen game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, okay.
but it could
Alright.
be fun.
Yeah, if
No, it could.
I feel
if
like
it's fun, if it's like a good solid game.
people who
And it
like
comes out
that
in
game,
September.
I feel like they really like it. I never played
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah,
So who is it?
the people
play-
that like Payday, I think,
love it.
have
Oh
a lot
yeah,
of fun with it.
Well, that's like
Yeah.
their game for the next 5 years, you know.
right.
And
They've been
then
playing it.
after
But
that is
they're
the
evil.
okay. And then after that is the
all the Atlas stuff.
it's the Persona. So there's I'm gonna just group Atlas together.
Which I feel
So
really bad
it
that
got leaked.
it got leaked. Yeah, like that
That's
would have been a
unfortunate.
cool reveal for Xbox.
No,
Yeah.
no, they're not. To be
It got
fair,
leaked.
not all of it got leaked.
Yeah, that's true.
The
That's true.
Persona
Is it a
remake.
remake or just a
Yeah, it's a
port?
remake. It's a remake.
Yeah.
It's a remake of the PlayStation 1, 2. No, you're right. Two. Yeah, PlayStation 2 game, which people were feeling some kind of way about because it doesn't include all the stuff that the other versions have. That's
From the
that's
PSP,
just
right?
yeah, the PSP stuff is not included.
PSP stuff, right?
And people were like, "Man, what
I'm
the
gonna
fuck?
share
Why
the
are we
screen,
making?"
but I'm not gonna have it on the stream.
Wait,
You know
what?
what I mean?
Oh, for us, yeah. So
just
that
so we can watch it and know where everybody can see if they need it.
I'm excited for the remake, but I was mad that not all the content was there.
Yeah.
So
What's
I'm
this
not.
one?
That's
That-
Avowed.
Oh, that
About-
was Avowed. I mean, I don't
So-
know.
Well, it
Disappointed some people. I was like, okay, it looks
Avowed,
pretty
yeah, I
good.
wasn't. I actually thought I'd be like a lot more hyped for it, to be honest with you.
it doesn't.
It's not what I
it looked-
expected, that's for sure. Visually.
It looks like a
I'm not
game.
saying I
Well, a
Close to
lot
what
of
it
people are
is.
saying that it doesn't look at like nearly as like, I guess, dark fantasy type thing that they were
Some
originally
Skyrim
showing.
shit.
well, all the shit was colorful when they first. I mean,
Well, that first they showed it was obviously wasn't real. Back
Yeah,
when,
it was
4 years ago.
CG concept
I think it was a
shit.
little more realistic color palette when they
Yeah.
showed that. This is more like exaggerated bright colors.
Did they give a date to this? And again, it's still early. It could definitely
Yeah.
change. I mean, look what happened to Starfield. Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
This is
but-
this is another game that just kind of like, I don't know. I just don't think it was a good trailer.
Yeah, I
No.
think it could be the trailer. Even like the little
It just
slogan
wasn't-
there was kind of
it's
like
weird.
I was like
Yeah,
the whole
no,
time
yeah,
like
I
this.
agree,
This
yeah.
can't-
It's weird
this
because
ain't
it's
ours.
not like it's not doing anything. It just didn't. It just didn't hit.
It
Like,
And we-
didn't. Yeah, I didn't feel anything.
And it
from
might
it.
be
I was
everything
watching.
Skyrim was. I mean, it might be this
Mhm.
huge
That's what I
Right.
said,
epic
it's
game.
very Skyrim.
It's Obsidian. I'm not worried about it. I think it's gonna be great.
And then after that, we
But
got
no,
Sea of
another
Thieves.
knows. Oh, 2024, yeah.
2024.
It said 24. Okay,
Yeah, it's a 2024, and then we have Sea of Thieves DLC.
which was
Yeah.
a very cool. I mean, I don't play Sea of Thieves, but
I mean,
It's very
Monkey
cool.
Island,
I,
fine, but
Island,
still
yeah.
can't believe the
5
turnaround
years
they
in
did
a
with
row!
the, you know.
I'm thinking
5 damn
burned
years
out.
in a row. That's
And
what
I'm like,
and a
I'm
new
like,
flight
bro,
simulation.
just fucking make a new game, dog. It's like,
A new
I
what?
wish
flight
I was
simulator.
honestly. I wish I was playing Sea of Thieves though. If you have some friends, it
And then the
should-
kicker is this
be a lot
shit's
of fun.
free. The DLC
I
is free.
think,
It's
yeah,
not
I
even
think
paid.
Yeah.
it could be
It's
it
the
could be
coolest
fun
shit.
retro, but
It's
you don't
free.
have an Xbox or capable PC, bro. So you got to get
You
one
have
of
a
the.
capable PC.
a
yo.
capable PC.
Why you do that? to
Flight
Actually,
Sim
no,
must
hold on,
have-
that's not true. Hold on, don't actually. I think your PC is actually way more capable than it was, or something like that. Am I right?
Yeah,
Was that
I have
yours?
one, but like,
I like how Richard
Um,
that's what I
didn't even,
said, but like you
Richard
need like
didn't
a
even defend
crew
himself.
for
He
that
just
to
took
be
the
fun,
L
you
on
know?
that.
What is
Richard
it?
I
That's
never
cool as
tried it
shit.
yet because like
The
I'm not
Dune
doing
shit, bro.
It sounds like something with like friends, Sea of Thieves.
Hey man, I'll hop
It is.
on if you hop on, yo.
And then we got
You guys can quit
Flight
playing Minecraft.
Simulator.
You got the Dune
Flight
Firefly.
Simulator must have done really well for them to do another one or like a brand new release.
Yeah,
Well, the last one was what 2020 from when I
2020, but just time
thought
we
flies.
always
It
knew
doesn't
that it did
feel like
well.
It was 2020.
The Flight Simulator is not
It
one of
didn't
those
hit
games.
Series
that-
X till what? 2022 or 2020? Like
2021.
I think.
Yeah. So
I wonder what you're gonna be doing in the Dune expansion other than just flying around Arrakis.
I mean,
think
it's-
you're
What
probably
what
just
else you
being
gonna do?
fun.
I don't know.
I was
That's
like,
all you-
isn't that the
that's
whole
all you
point of
can
the
do.
game? Oh, and then
here
we
he
got
goes.
Juice's favorite game.
What's her
Hellblade.
name?
Juice was mad. Juice was tight.
Senua.
Just-
No, like her real name.
Her. Oh.
Melina.
Dana.
Melina.
Fucking-
Isn't that your girl from Mortal Kombat, Robert?
Oh, Melina.
Melina,
Yeah.
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 Close. Yeah, close.
So
Is this
Fucking
is this Unreal Engine 5 or is this? Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
No, I meant the first part with
Like
her.
her.
oh, shut up. Juice was
At least
mad.
I thought they showed us more gameplay in the 2 years
In the
ago.
previous shit, yeah.
Yeah, Juice was tight. I remember seeing just like, what the fuck is this?
I was like, all right, we're gonna at least take on a few enemies here because I was.
Yeah, you gotta show some combat.
They're gonna show a crawling section that takes what 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, like, are you serious?
I just
Literally,
remember seeing
let's
it.
see.
All I kept thinking was just gonna be
At
pissed.
48,
dog.
it started the 22:48. The crawling.
I'm like, this is starting out bad. I don't see
It's gonna be longer than
anybody.
15.
And then she's just
Look at
Oh,
talking.
20 seconds of.
She's just talking, having a mental like conversation. and shit.
You get it, but like you want to
Oh, boy,
see.
All right,
just hit
20
20
seconds.
seconds.
Still
Dude,
crawling.
this is ridiculous.
Juice
He's
was
crawling.
mad. Y'all don't understand. That shit cracked me up because I knew. I'm like, damn, we ain't.
30
seen nothing of
seconds
value.
basically of crawling and getting up and then slow walking.
30 seconds. Damn.
To me, that trailer was
Because
absolutely
that game,
worth it.
the first game is
Unreal
notorious.
Engine demo slow walk.
The first game's notorious for unskippable, like really slow moments in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, oh, here's all their cave echo stuff they did with the audio in
Little
Iceland.
Slow
cave
ass.
exploration.
I
reference.
will say the audio kit was nice, but I'm also like, bro, this is. Where's the game?
I mean,
at?
I believe that you're controlling her right there, but and then
I think that's a game, but
But you're also like,
now
where's
you're
the
not,
it's
rest of the
as soon as the
game?
camera pans back and starts moving, I feel like you're
we
not.
already know
controlling.
this part of, we want to see how you expand it with the, with the gameplay. We want to see how you expand it with the combat.
These sections happen all the time where she was envisioning
this
things
is-
happening, but there was so
This
much
is-
actual combat in that 10-hour game. 10,
This is why I
12
said the
hours.
first half was. This
If
is
you're
why I
not a
said the
Hellblade
first.
fan and you're looking at you like,
Yeah,
what
but
is this?
it's not. It's also not a good like sell for the game.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's not, you're not selling this game on this crawling section and moving.
I'm sure
whistling
Digital
caves.
Foundry will break down all the lighting and all the real-time
Yeah,
technology
great.
going on.
I mean, it's arguably the most photorealistic human being probably in the game.
Mm-hmm.
it looks great. That's not the problem. That was never a worry. The worry was, are you going to do more with the gameplay? Because that's
This
quote unquote
right here
the most
doesn't
shallow
lead,
part.
This doesn't lead me to believe this is going to be their God of War franchise moving forward.
No.
Oh hell no, absolutely not.
But the gameplay when they actually show it could completely make me eat my words.
Well, maybe they'll bring back Rise, Son of Rome.
Shut up. Shut up. We're not bringing that up.
Please, guys, be talking about that game like that's a good game. It looks good.
After
God, this went
Hellblade,
on forever.
Game.
too.
Oh, yeah,
Yakuza.
that
Yeah.
was pretty crazy.
after this, we get another
And then I
Yakuza
went
game.
with this game. I went, oh, we're gonna Ichiban.
Yeah,
Ichiban.
I knew Robert was gonna be like, yes, go.
Robert, this is right up
Kasuga
your alley.
Ichiban.
I mean,
Now,
nothing.
here's the problem.
Naked. This
But here's
is
the
crazy.
problem: we get no fucking gameplay footage.
Yeah, exactly.
A whole section of him walking around naked.
There could be
That's it.
nothing
Yeah.
more up Robert's alley than how they presented this.
Oh
game.
yeah, I mean, I was glad to see it, and and Yakuza's been consistently good, so I don't have.
It's funny because with this
This
game,
is
I
good
was like, it was like, we already know this game's coming, so it wasn't like a reveal.
Oh, Robert
So it
was
was just
coming.
like, all right.
Oh my god!
But I just figured because I was like, all right, well, in this case, it's like we already know it's gonna be like a turn-based game, so like show some of that.
Would you really
you can
go
have
there?
a little bit of this.
And
but
we
like,
got nothing.
come on, man.
If you go that
It's
long,
just,
not
it's just
knowing.
by the way, it's coming out, and then we got Fallout 76 shit again.
That
and
was puzzling.
and I was like, bro, who
That
gives
game
a
is
fuck?
never gonna die, man.
And you know Fallout 76 is good now. It's actually good. It's actually a good game.
Oh my god!
So
I'm
here's
sure
the
it is
highlight
on
for
the
me
side
was
now,
this Capcom game.
It's-
That was the best thing I seen.
Yeah, I was screaming a togi when I saw this. I thought it was a togi.
I almost
Oh,
like
everything
I thought it was
about
I thought it was Onimusha originally.
Color
but
palette.
What
Made
was
that.
the name of this one again?
It's a weird name.
It was just like a Japanese name, and then it
It was
had
like,
like a
is
title.
this the Jusant one
no.
that I wrote down?
It's like flower,
Jusant.
it's like I think it's like Flower Child or something like
Oh,
that.
okay. Because I
Like
had to
the-
write it down, but it like
I
passed
fuck-
by, and I
I was like- I was
wasn't
like-
able to write it down.
I was like, I fuck with the art style, I like the gameplay. I just need like more of it. Which today technically is when we got more of it. but
Oh,
we
did they
still
show
didn't really-
more?
Yeah,
Did it
they
show
did.
What,
Yeah,
Capcom did something
this shit is
today?
cool,
Yeah,
right? When
Capcom
we
did
run
it at
through.
6. It's 6. That's
Oh,
actually the
man.
reason why that's why I was late. I was watching that.
Mm. So what kind of game
I
is
forgot
it?
about that.
Because it also has
It's
Monster
just-
Hunter vibes at times.
That's exactly what I thought. I thought it was Onimusha, then I started thinking Monster Hunter. My brain kept going to 6 different routes. Like it's just unfortunately the only thing I don't like is they re-showed the trailer from here.
Mm.
Like They showed the same trailer
in Capcom.
It's the same trailer, and I was like, God damn it!
Because this is, I mean, it's not like similar in any way other than like something crazy, like a Beautiful Joe days back when they had this like crazy. Like,
but I appreciate. I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. New IP. I'm like, new IP bet.
It's very stylish, you know.
I love the color. I love the.
I'm like, if y'all gonna experiment with new IPs, then we're in there.
Animation, everything. It's just.
What did they show at the Capcom showcase? I have to look this up.
6 o'clock, so it was like an hour before you.
No, what did they show? Anything new? Or no, just
Path
things
of
you
the
know
Goddess.
For this, it wasn't anything.
Any Ace Attorney things? No.
Yeah, it was a collection.
Terrell asked, "Don't have a car on stage." They had two, so they didn't.
And I was so pissed.
They didn't have a car. They had two cars.
And what makes me mad is they didn't even have to show them. It was like, okay, fine, Forza. Fine, whatever.
Chevy,
just give the
Corvette.
Just do your little thing. Cool. This bitch lasts too long. Then they show the two cards, and it keeps fucking going. It's like it comes on October, baby. I'm like,
you got a release date though. You gotta give them that.
Yeah, I hate how they did it too. They fucking assholes focused on the first car and then zoomed out, and then here comes the second car that they don't bring up at all.
It's like they did it just for you. That shit.
I was so annoyed, dog. I was
5 years in a row.
I'm like, bro,
the whole collection.
Ain't nobody
I'm just like, bro,
Forza Motorsport.
Just show the fucking release date and move on. And I mean, as long as y'all happy, that's all I cared about.
It looks fucking gorgeous. I can't wait to play this game.
You know what I'm more surprised about? Why does Starfield come out? I'm more surprised that this is the last game from them for this year. Like in terms of
technically, Xbox. Yes, but they got so much shit coming in Game Pass. Like I think that's also a factor as well as far as their release cadence.
I just thought Starfield was gonna come out after this. I'm be real there. I thought Starfield was gonna be like November, honestly. Oh. So they're like, by the way,
it's September for the longest, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's September. So I'm like, damn.
It wasn't for the longest. They just announced that in earlier this year, right? When they announced September.
I mean, like the longest as it's been, like
at any point.
So they got the DS Ace Attorney games coming out here now. Like
they're collected.
Did they say if this was?
Yeah, that one comes out next year.
Is this day one on Game Pass? The Forza one?
I'm pretty sure it has to be.
Was that
first party games are day one.
Footage.
Spirit of Justice. That's the 3DS game, I think.
I thought I saw it at one point, but I also was not super engaged.
Because I mean, that looks really like the cockpit view. If that was actually the cockpit view, gameplay view, like that's. I mean, it looks.
I think it says it. I think it says it early on.
Yeah, that's it. That shit looks fucking.
But it is Game Pass day one.
I mean, turn 10. They don't miss.
It sucks that honestly, though, I have to question with their history the last couple of years. I do there's still a part of me is like, is this actually is this PC or what? You know, like I still have to question that.
I mean, that's a fair response. And then we got fucking.
They pulled me away from Gran Turismo, so that was.
I don't think it was that hard, to be fair.
GT started faltering a little bit, but
what was this?
Forza is just.
Elder Scrolls Online.
Do they? That's Bethesda.
Right? I want to get into this.
That's Bethesda.
I ain't got the time, but I should.
And then after that, you had fucking Overwatch.
So I was actually confused with this Overwatch because I remember earlier they were like, oh, they're not doing the PvE type thing anymore. But then they announced story missions, which is awesome. That's what I've been wanting for the longest with Overwatch. Is they're actually doing story missions. But apparently it's only like, and then as I was getting excited and I was looking more up stuff, apparently that they're also only doing like 3 instead of like 6 or something like
they're the problem was Overwatch 2 was gonna be built around.
Here we go.
Also, this is the other Persona game that got leaked.
This just got me excited.
It's a tactics game,
a tactical style.
I fucked with the gameplay. I'm just like, bro, just give me Persona 6 at this point.
It's kind of nuts how many they love to do this. To be fair, they make they love
this is what they do.
Now we got one more Atlas game, and that's the one that didn't get leaked, which is the one that looks fucking.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Surprised me.
It looks fucking legit. I just need to know like
Persona 5 Tactica.
That one's later in the. It's later.
Oh,
in the
this is
showcase.
Starfield.
Yeah,
But we
which
can
is
talk
kind
about
of
that.
weird.
We can talk that at the end.
Starfield. But like what? You can't make you can't put this in here and then say one more thing. Starfield. What the what?
Yeah, I wish they hadn't have put it in here and just been like, by the way.
I don't mind them having just like a trailer for those that maybe didn't have time or didn't watch the direct.
Yeah, but to me, you could have,
and then that's it.
They should have started the direct.
I would have ended with the trailer.
I mean, they got some really cool looking stuff in here for sure.
No, it's not a bad trailer.
This game was so fucking good, bro.
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm very excited to play.
I'm back on board. I can't wait. Oh my god!
I think the it looks very smooth in terms of just the aiming and shooting. Like it looks really tight.
The amount of different games that are in this one game is insanity. It is insane.
I was thinking, I'm like, damn, this, you know,
it's a space shooter.
The Game Awards thing. I think people sleep on the fact that
Bethesda wins again, baby.
This I'm curious.
I'm not saying that the game comes out.
This is the only game that I think truly has a chance at taking Tears of the Kingdom on in Game of the Year again at Game Awards. I truly believe it.
It's the only one so far.
Spider-Man 2, and I think you guys are on crack because that's not going to get remotely Game of the Year.
Which one?
No.
Wow, that's
Spider-Man 2.
It'll be nominated, but it has no chance.
Very fun game.
Because
I'm just being realistic. Like it's not even in the running. Like no offense, it's going to get nominated.
It'll be nominated, but it has no chance.
There's a 0% like a 0% chance.
I'd agree, 0% chance at it.
It's a 0% because it's not that. Come on, man, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to understand that Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1 didn't even win. Spider-Man the first one didn't even win, so Spider-Man 2 is not gonna win. What happened?
I thought 0% chances didn't exist, Robert.
Okay, fine, 0.1% chance. I didn't say. I don't know if I ever said 0% chance.
It has no chance of winning.
It has literally 0. And I know people are like, don't wait for Spider-Man 2. I'm like, come on, I know you enjoyed it, but
I see people putting it in the Game of the Year discussion already.
But Hogwarts Legacy has a better chance of winning.
I would say, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. And at the end of the day, it's gonna be Zelda versus Starfield, and it's not even. It's just so obvious. That's what. Unless Starfield comes out
and
buggy
this
as
game
shit,
looks good too.
It's complete shit.
Yeah, like unless it comes out buggy as shit.
Because Spider-Man to me, it's just
45-minute thing. If you watch that deep dive, I'm sitting there like, oh, there's more, and there's more layers on top of layers. Oh, you completely customize your ship. Oh, they made a fucking a mech for a ship. I'm like, that shit is cool as hell.
I've never gotten into that like super deep creation, like tons of even in Tears of the Kingdom, like I have barely crafted anything. Like I'm just playing the game like kind of.
I'm saying, here's the cool thing about Tears of the Kingdom is, you don't have to get into that, and you don't have to do that shit with Starfield either. You don't have to get into crazy, all the crazy, building and all that stuff. You can maybe your thing is just to shoot in combat. Maybe you just want to be a pirate, or maybe you want to fucking be a resource guy. You want to go out and mine for resources like you do in No Man's Sky. Like you have all these fucking systems on top of. It's crazy, man. It's crazy how much stuff they're actually putting in this game.
Well,
I'm the detail.
I'm retro. What do you? I've never actually heard. I don't remember you heard talk about Starfield. Like I know you're a Bethesda guy, so what?
I've mentioned it. No, I've mentioned it before. I've talked about it. I'm like so fucking excited for this shit because I mean I am the Bethesda guy and shit. I like the open world shit, and like the fact that they're taking the Bethesda Elder Scrolls recipe and putting it in space. I can't wait. When you saw the trailer, you could build the ship. I'm like, fuck yeah, man! I can't wait to just build my ship and fly around and stuff. Like when you saw the first gameplay trailer like a while back and stuff, man, it's just beautiful. Like the worlds and everything. I can't wait to explore. Like I hope I got something that can run that shit.
Well, yeah.
This game looks good, by the way.
Because Lady Wright's pointing out.
That comes out this year, by the way.
I wrote this down.
This
is Jusan. Okay, this comes out this year. I think this looks really good.
I want to just 30 frames thing real quick. 30 frames is like what Todd Howard likes to do. That's just.
It was never not going to be 30.
Right. It has nothing to do with the Series S, because there's stuff on the Series S that doesn't look and perform as well as stuff on the Series X. They scale it down, so it's not holding anything back. I don't know what this idea. We have computers. Everybody has different fucking setup on their computer, and your computer can't do the 60 frames, and you won't be able to do that shit. But you have to you can do it on the X, right? So it's like that's not the problem. It's Todd Howard. Todd Howard doesn't want to do 60 frames. Now I think on PC you'll be able to get 60. I don't know if they confirmed that or not, but it's Todd Howard.
I didn't see anything.
He likes more cinematic games. That's just his thing.
It looks
He's
like
always
I'm playing this one. This one looks cool. Still Wakes the Deep.
Is that? I mean, what do you do though? Is that
It's
actually?
a first person. Well, you can tell
It's like a horror game. That's the vibe I got out of it.
It didn't really see much of that, but it looked. I like the atmosphere.
This game looks pretty cool.
This looks cool.
I like this.
I thought this was gonna be like a Celeste like sequel, but in 3D, just based on the character.
See, look at it. I thought it was like, ooh. So like, I think this looks really cool.
I like this whole. It's a really good trailer.
That's Dungeons of Hinterberg.
Oh, then we got the Cyberpunk DLC,
which I'm down.
Which was cool to see Keanu again come out.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. He's a very cool guy.
At the end, when he just kind of runs off screen.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Cyberpunk for what it was, but yeah, I'm not ready to dive in. Oh, Idris is in this too.
Yeah,
it's like instead of paying the big name actors, pay some more talented bug testers and programmers.
They have that. The problem is they just rushed the fucking game out.
Yeah, they just rushed it.
They have all that.
Because I mean, it's still pretty bad. I mean, it's not like it's fixed now. On PC, it was always decent, but still on console.
No,
it's not great.
I would be shocked if this ends up being buggy. This specifically.
Will they re-release it and put everything on the fucking disc?
It just depends. Is this like completely separate thing you load up, or is it built on the same game world and stuff? Because there's still some, pretty major bugs on the console. All right, what was next?
the
Skylines.
See, I thought it was a new Sim City, but I guess it's a.
I'm like, it looks too realistic to be Sim City.
Well, it's that type of genre, but
this is the new Atlas game.
Mm-hmm.
What is it called? Metaphor Day what?
Yeah, like
I went to write it down and then it went by too quick.
Yeah, it went too quick.
Why would they?
This game looks like a mother.
To have it go so.
This game looks like a motherfucking experience. I couldn't even fathom what the fuck I thought. Oh, this gotta be Persona 6.
It's coming to the Switch or anything.
I don't think.
Well, I don't think they announced any platforms.
I don't think they even announced any platforms other than Xbox.
Other than Xbox, yeah.
But like,
clearly it's gonna be on PlayStation.
This shit is like a whole goddamn experience. I'm like, how is this not Persona 6? They're like, nah, we got something else for that. I'm like, yo, what?
It is interesting.
This shit looks crazy.
It's so much. It's so much. Although it is using Persona 5 HUD shit. I've seen a couple of that. I can see that, but I'm like, God,
that's why I'm surprised. Maybe they would have made it a Persona 6 game or something.
The conversation that it's in development, but like nothing has really been said.
This looks cool too. Banner Saga Trilogy.
Oh yeah, this
look good.
This one is is this the Towerborn one? No, right?
Is it Towerborn? Yeah, I think it is.
Towerborn is really
no, it is Towerborn. Yeah.
Oh, this is Towerborn. Okay, yeah,
it's Towerborn.
Yeah, this one's dope. I think this one looks really cool.
It didn't look
the
as
art style's
cool
awesome.
as I thought it was going to, though.
I think the art style looks really cool.
I think it's fucking beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got another
moving on.
Another CG.
World premiere. The world premiere.
Towerborn was a lot.
So I wish they really.
They might as well get. They might have the launch exclusive or 4K presented in 4K.
Oh yeah, what was this? And then they did another like Clockwork something.
This game looked cool as shit too.
Yeah, because this is the whole like rewind. That's why I said the second half is better than the first half.
Yeah.
This is the one where you can like change the future and shit.
Yeah, Clockwork something, right?
Clockwork. It's Clockwork something. I'm not gonna lie, it reminded me of BioShock Infinite when I first saw it.
BioShock Infinite, yeah, definitely influenced, but I mean that's a good game to be influenced by. It's just cool, man. I like this.
This is another one, but I don't think we got a release. Did we get a release year for this at least?
I think it said coming in
due time.
Yeah, it did say due time.
2025.
Obviously the name of the game, but kind of it's 2025.
I think that was it.
And then it was the Starfield Direct.
Oh, we got the Series S. I said they were gonna do it.
That was a weird thing.
I said disc drive, but I was.
Why the fuck is he wearing a Hexen shirt?
Yeah, that was throwing me off too. Who made Hexen? Was that id?
I think so.
It was id, right?
Series S Black. So what do you guys think about
what is the
a
point?
Series S that's only $50 away from a PS5
is that a hint?
digital? Because before $100.
Have you ever seen a PS5 digital anywhere? Never.
I know, but I'm saying as far as what you get, like
I don't know, bro. Just
what do you get?
A full-fledged PS5. It's not a downclocked under, for $400 you get basically the digital discless PS5. This is like, less than half the performance of a Series X. So I'm just curious, at $300 it was not even a question, not even discussion. But
how much does the Switch cost?
$350 for the OLED.
Well, $350 for the OLED.
What's its performance? Nobody cares about that shit. It's convenience. This bitch is convenient. Everybody I know who has an Xbox, a current generation Xbox, has a fucking Series S.
Yeah, well, I mean,
nobody has an X.
$280 for the longest time.
Yeah, I mean, I bought one for $240. Whatever.
My point is, it's not $500, and most people who have a Series S aren't like you, Juice, aren't like me. They don't know there's a fucking difference. They don't know. They have no idea, and they don't care.
I just feel like you raise it. I mean, I thought the Switch OLED at 50 extra wasn't going to do that well, and it did. So
yeah, you're wrong.
I'm just asking the question.
I'm answering it.
To me, I think it's getting too close for the performance.
Yeah, it's close.
I'd be
curious.
I think in years past they wouldn't have raised the price. They would have just gave you a terabyte for the same price.
Well, yeah, in years past, they went and released a console and then raised the price of it to $50, like they did PlayStation and Xbox, right? Didn't the Xbox do it too?
In some regions.
Maybe it was just PlayStation. Some reason.
Yeah.
They raised the price by $50. I'm like, wait a minute. Usually the price goes down at the time, not go up. What the fuck is this? It's a different fucking time, man.
I do think it's a little weird though that it exists,
you can get away
because I
with
feel like it's a different audience, and I don't think they care about storage.
They don't.
So I'd be curious to see like how that would really sell.
Yeah, but he did say that's kind of weird.
That was the big knock on it though, because after it was only like 300 gigs.
It was only like 300 gigs. Yeah, when you.
Yeah, but even then, like I don't see people's.
But you have to download the games. Like you're not.
Say right now, definitively,
you download the games, but like you just delete it and you re-download. I don't know. I never personally understood the big deal of it, but I mean that's just me.
Say right
now, I play so many games.
This won't sell well. Say it definitively. Go.
Well, the question is, will the old one still be available?
That's I don't know. I don't think it. I'm just questioning. I don't think it's not going to sell.
If that's the only Series S moving forward, of course. But if they have 3 tiers and they have the 500 gig for 300 or 280 or whatever it's been,
I think that's going to continue.
I would say it would.
For sure.
It would be more split. But if it's the new one moving forward.
Oh, I thought it was, to me it was a no-brainer that this was a phase-out console, phasing out the.
It might be
the other one.
Oh, you think it's gonna phase out the other one? That'd be unfortunate.
They're not gonna have 3 consoles on the market. They're not doing that shit.
Honestly, it'd be interesting because I feel like that will. The closer it is, I think that will maybe boost the sales of the X.
The other Switches,
to be honest with you.
I don't see any other Switches
you
anymore.
Still have the regular Switch.
Okay, well that's 2. That's 2 models.
Well, the light.
3. The light.
I never see. You see lights? I never see lights anymore.
Well, it didn't do well. Maybe they stopped manufacturing them, but they didn't.
No, I see light. I was in Best Buy today. Saw a light.
Really?
Yeah.
I never see them anymore.
The lights are still available.
So Starfield looks like
goosebumps on that
game.
shit, man.
Like
but lights make even less sense than fucking than the 349 Series S. It's like why are they doing that?
We gotta briefly get to the Ubisoft. There wasn't a whole lot. I didn't think.
I didn't see it. I didn't see
most of it. Still cool stuff though.
No, there was stuff in the.
Well, Skull and Bones is still a thing, but then they didn't. They just had a song and showed some montage. Like they still didn't show.
The game is coming out.
They started off though with Avatar.
That
started.
It looks
Which
good. I
looks
mean,
dope.
it doesn't look like, oh my god. I wish,
No.
you know, I don't want Retrodeath to take this and run. I wouldn't have minded just like 5 minutes of just straight gameplay instead of all the cuts. But the second you
Oh,
didn't
look,
watch
he's-
the
oh.
second thing, they showed a lot of like actual
He's getting amped up over there. I
gameplay
see
stuff.
him.
But that's with music. It wasn't just like, here, you're on the ground, you're exploring, this is what you do. It was, they didn't have that. That's the only thing I wish it had.
I mean, I personally felt like they pretty much.
But the
broke it down,
idea
and
of an open world first person
The
Avatar
the
game is
problem I
exciting.
have just with it is that in this day and age, in any kind of trailer, like we just talked about with like what's on everything, you don't know. They can say in game, it means nothing.
No, but
though.
this
You
said
don't
but this one
know what you
specifically
see.
said
No, but you
captured on
can-
PS5.
It was a running on
Yes,
the
no,
PS5.
but you can say captured. That doesn't mean what they show is what you're playing. They can print
No.
a HUD
It says-
over fucking CGI.
It says a
footage.
mix
You
of
don't know.
cinematics, gameplay,
Yeah.
and some footage that won't appear in the game because there's also some promotional shots, it looks like.
But like, dude, when you're flying, that's just gameplay. That was
Yeah.
literally just a game.
So, it doesn't look. Oh my god, that looks so good. It can't be gameplay. I just
Until I
seen-
see somebody playing that, then it's gameplay. Right now, you don't know.
That looks like gameplay to me. It looks like
Look at this right now. Look
That's
right
gameplay.
now.
that's
Oh,
gameplay.
That's like,
the problem is it's so
that's a
interspliced. I
cinematic.
think that was the problem.
It's quickly shot. It's
Yeah, yeah, cinematic.
the editor to slow that shit
if your
down. a little
complaint
bit.
is that
Gameplay.
they're cutting in
I get- I
cinematics.
can
This is
see-
a cutscene. This is not
No, no,
gameplay. This is a
cutscene.
cutscene.
No, okay.
look.
You
Retro,
put-
I can
Wait,
agree
go
with your
back,
point.
Go back, Juice. Go back, Juice. You got to start from the like the beginning, because in the end of the day, there was one where you're like attacking like the thing that's clearly. Just look at this, Retro. Watch. We'll just keep watching this. So
It's
obviously
third
that's,
person
that's,
when you're
that's like
flying.
that's like a
This
like
is
you're
not gameplay to me
That's
until I see somebody playing that.
okay.
This is
That's
gameplay.
movement. That's
That's
gameplay for
gameplay.
sure. That's
You
moving
know,
around.
to me, that doesn't prove anything that that's gameplay.
That's
If
gameplay.
you see a CGI
That's
hand
gameplay.
walking
That's
around,
gameplay. It's third
The problem
person.
is
You're
that it's
riding
so
a
inter-
vehicle.
That's
put the camera
gameplay.
any further
Hold on,
away
hold
from
on.
the game.
Look,
Come on.
Retro.
I can understand the argument.
What,
No,
you know,
go-
I don't understand it
go
because you're
specifically.
saying this. I don't know what the highest tier system you got at home. You're saying this as if that looks.
I'm saying it can't be gameplay.
That's how it's coming off.
It
It's
doesn't
like
look that
I'm not
good.
saying
it doesn't look that special.
to look like that. I'm
I mean,
saying
I
what
think it looks
am
pretty damn
saying,
impressive.
Nobody is.
I mean, it looks
proving
good,
that is
but it's
gameplay.
not like, oh my god, that can't be the game.
That's
It
not what
don't-
I'm saying. I'm not saying it cannot be the gameplay. I'm
I
saying
pretty much believe any game.
nothing is proving to me that it
gameplay,
is.
Everything looks so damn good nowadays. That
I'm not saying visually it cannot be. I'm saying I don't see gameplay.
no, okay,
But
but
show
what about when
clips.
that monster goes to bite you?
Obviously, they're splicing in a lot of cinematics
that was
with a
literally
few
just gameplay, bro.
a few moments of gameplay.
Even when you see this hand, first person walking around, to me that's not proof that's gameplay. Absolutely not.
What about when he's flying?
So you're just saying you don't believe in any of its gameplay. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying it can be gameplay, but until I see somebody
But
play
you don't
it,
think
I don't
that's
believe
gameplay
it, no.
right there?
That looks like gameplay to me.
It looked a little choppy. I believe it was.
I don't know what you
gameplay.
guys are seeing. I just see cutscenes of like surroundings and shit.
That right there.
Bro, that's moving. Like this
That's-
guy's moving.
that
He's
right there
moving
is
around.
gameplay.
This is moving.
That's
look,
you
look,
looking.
This is him
That's the
looking
first
around.
person like looking at the environment.
Yeah,
That's a cinematic, obviously.
That's a cinematic, yeah.
That's you
Look,
looking
this is
around.
cinematic.
him moving. Look,
That-
that was him looking around. You see the when you
That's-
see the
See,
HUD.
this first person
he's-
shit, there's no way that I
No,
would-
That's you
that.
falling.
You
That's
just- you
you
just
flying.
missed it.
That's gameplay.
Now this is him actually flying. That's That's
doesn't
the
look
actual,
Keep
that smooth
it-
though. I
element.
gotta say, that's not.
That's cinematic.
That's cinematic. Yeah.
Clearly cinematic, yeah.
That's gameplay.
That's game.
It's
That's the
gameplay.
game. He's flying.
that
That's
could
cinematic.
be gameplay.
That could be. Come on, man.
No, yeah, that
That's
could be
gameplay.
This
It's
is
like
gameplay.
this-
Him
I
trudging
mean,
along.
I don't know.
There's
The
just
thing
not
with
a
the
lot
hand-
of it. That's the complaint. Not that.
He's
Yeah,
still,
it's
honestly, there's a
gameplay.
lot. There's
It's a
honestly,
choppy
all
edit.
this is him walking. Look,
That's
this is him walking,
gameplay.
looking.
That's you
All
walking
the
got the
around.
HUD
first
There's a
over.
lot of
person
in this
shots
sport.
with
That's-
the hand. I don't know.
That's gameplay. That's gameplay.
This
You
is game-
want that to be gameplay.
It says right in the
This is not
beginning.
gameplay.
No,
Cap-
it says it's in-game footage.
No,
yeah.
captured
That
on
is gameplay,
PS5. Mix
Yeah,
of
that's even,
gameplay.
that's even more vague.
Mix
That's
of
not
gameplay.
How's that even more vague? That makes
Mix
it less
of
vague.
gameplay, cut scenes,
Mix of gameplay.
and in-engine footage.
Bro, when you have the HUD over and he's looking around, you got the head bobbing. That's obviously gameplay, bro.
That's gameplay.
That's
gameplay.
gameplay. This is literally
That's
gameplay.
gameplay.
This shit is literally gameplay.
That looks just as good as anything else in the game or in the
Also
trailer.
gameplay. Retro, you're still not admitting that's obviously
you don't think
gameplay
that's
right
gameplay?
This looks more like gameplay.
This looks more like
Yeah.
literally fucking gameplay.
I'm saying that looks like gameplay. Yeah.
That's
Visually looks
gameplay.
almost the same.
I hate that we're doing find the gameplay right now. I really do.
Gameplay.
This
Yeah, but
is
see, that's the
gameplay.
problem, though.
No, I
Actually,
agree with
that
that,
looks
Retro.
pretty good.
I don't like
I
this.
agree.
The interspersed shit, I'm not
That's
a fan of.
gameplay.
But
This is
these are
gameplay.
HUD elements here. There are HUD elements here.
Okay, but this is obviously he's got the gun in his hand, he's shooting. This is obviously gameplay. This is not CG.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
at
of
this point.
course. Like, the
question.
latter half we do
Look
start
at the
getting
weather
around.
effects,
Yeah,
though.
I
That looks
definitely
pretty
agree
cool.
that looks like it's
This
gameplay.
looks just
The
as
problem
good.
is the beginning of it is kind of
Gameplay.
ridiculous.
More
Look at this
gameplay.
right now. This is also gameplay. Do you think this is also fake? You think
This
this is fake?
looks like
Retro?
gameplay. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not
Okay,
saying
okay.
it's going to be the most fun game to play, but the idea of an open
a
world
video
Avatar Pandora sounds great.
Yeah, you got me. That's for damn sure.
Now this is obviously back to cinematic stuff in engine. Like that shows you the
That's gameplay.
yeah.
He's grabbing the material.
All right.
This is gameplay. This is just those
It's
fancy
just
little,
walking
arm
around. It's
things.
not like
Yeah,
you're
just
doing
walking around. It's-
Ladies and
yeah.
gentlemen, we're about to find that gameplay. If you're ready
This
to
is
Where's-
cinematic.
Where's Waldo?
It's like, now listen, do you see HUD
I
elements?
do wish
Welcome
honestly.
I don't know. Is that in-game animations?
Also
I do wish the visuals looked a little
Oh,
bit.
I'm sorry, sir.
better
That's
at
CGI.
times.
What? You don't think this, dude? This looks insane. Like so, this game. This
What
is,
360 game looked really good, but
look at this. This looks
the game
crazy good.
was ass though when you played
Look
it.
how good this game looks.
Yeah.
This looks
I
better
mean, it looks
than,
good.
than
Some of the character models, I guess, that they're because they're in game. They're not like cutscenes.
Yeah.
It's in gameplay.
Look at that water. That's just
Now
gorgeous.
the real
man.
question is: this 2K60 or
Like,
4K 30?
This is
look at
definitely
the-
30.
Look at the,
That's good. 30.
at least the environment wise.
Oh, underwater exploration retro.
That
Yeah,
one is
I-
dirty as fuck, man.
I don't mind 30 when it's not like a competitive game. Like, I don't know why people get all bent out of shape about 60
I
and
mean,
30.
60 does feel
It's-
better for sure.
It feels better, but as long as the game, as long as it doesn't stutter, as long as that shit is smooth, we
Like
playing
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom, nobody gives a shit.
I
We
will
don't care.
say though, Digital Foundry didn't do any testing, but I was paragliding in the depths, and it was pitch black. I said, "Fuck it, I'm not wasting any more arrows." And there was Pose, a big group of Pose down to my left, and I swear
Yeah.
that game was running at 60 FPS. All it was black with Pose on the ground and Link, and I swear
Black and
I
Pose.
could tell it was running at 60 FPS.
Strike a pose.
So anyway,
This is good.
Ubisoft.
Retro. You see the title?
No, no, no,
It
no.
definitely went to the
Dun, dun,
gameplay towards the end for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But I
Well,
can see you being confused in the beginning.
Fine gameplay. I think
I hope
they started showing HUD
We'll
elements.
see you back
and,
next
like,
time with guess that gameplay.
what else? What else did they have? They have some.
Star Wars Outlaws.
Still look great, bro.
Star Wars Outlaws does look good. I will say.
Shit
that.
look
That
great.
thing out. It's like what's the Starlink where you could go out into the,
Yeah,
I didn't
they
see
did
that
that.
part of it.
Look at Ubisoft using their old stuff for
Yeah.
new
I'm-
games.
I'm
that
like-
look good. That look good.
I know I mentioned
That
it
looks
earlier.
Why you
I just
say
don't
like-
care anymore.
Sound like a backhanded compliment too. Like,
I was like, check them out, using their old techniques from
Even
Star
with
Wars.
an
you wouldn't do
attractive-
that shit. Bust them out.
Even an attractive brunette lead, I still just don't care anymore. It's Star Wars. I just can't bring myself to care.
Is it because it's Star like remove
Yeah,
Star
yeah,
Wars
'cause
from
the game looks good. It ain't like what is it about?
After
the
playing
game
Fallen
that
Order,
bothers
I'm
you.
just done with like.
It's not anything like Fallen Order.
I
This
hope
is
not.
a
Well,
third
it's an
person
open
shooter.
world. I think it's an
Open
open
world
world
third-person shooter where you can
third-person shooter. Yeah.
hop in your ship and fly from the ground to space and do a battle with no load times. That's some cool ass shit to me, bro.
That shit is
That shit
crazy,
is
bro.
cool.
I don't know.
Shooting from, she about to shoot from the hip. Oh,
I got like I don't know if
It's
it's.
a
this
game
is
set in the
gameplay.
Star Wars universe,
Is
but
this,
it's not a
no,
Star
this
Wars.
is
Retro.
cinematics.
now guess that gameplay.
Retro, you see this?
I know it
This
just
is
looks a
actually
little.
all gameplay.
I believe that. Why would it not be gameplay? There's no
Oh,
hiding
there
it.
might be a
It's long
cinematic
enough.
cutscene right there.
Play section, so you can't deny it. Like,
I'm not denying anything. I
No, I'm
didn't
not
Are
say.
saying
those
you-
HUD
I'm just
elements
saying-
real or
Retro,
fake?
you
Bro.
gotta stop denying all the facts of life.
Oh my god! Listen, Retro's been denied for years. I don't think you'll change that.
Part. I did see this too.
This was very cool. You just
I'm
hop on a
surprised she didn't get shot there. I'm a little
Shit's cool as
disappointed.
hell.
And,
This felt
and you
very
could like
Uncharted.
fly. You're like flying kind of thing where you just whoop.
This shit felt very Uncharted
Like
right
this,
here.
like-
Yeah,
section.
this is very Uncharted.
And I was yeah,
See,
got
I
me.
don't know.
I was loving
Retro,
it.
This
this
isn't
is
doing
actually
anything
not
for me.
gameplay.
Well, she's about
Can
to
she
stop it a little
shoot?
bit, ain't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does like
boom.
a focus thing where she
But
just
she does like a
Okay.
targeted thing and it goes doof doof doof.
yeah.
Did they have something like that in Days Gone? Or was...
Boom.
Well, there's a game.
Yeah,
there's a
they
game
do.
that
No, you
does
can
that.
just kind
Yeah,
of
there's
shoot,
that
like
focus
in Grand
mechanic.
Theft Auto. You just kind of shoot. While
And then
you're
I think she
driving.
stops in the city.
I think
in a
it's
second.
I think it's Red Dead is actually where it goes like you have like thing.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's what I think.
What
yeah,
is
I think.
what's it called? It's called something Dead
See,
Eye.
this is what I
Yeah,
wanted.
yeah,
This is what I saw, or at least, you know, on a different scale. This is what I wanted when I was playing like Shadows of the Empire on
Mhm.
N64. Like it gave me that kind of vibe. Obviously, you know, much bigger and much
And then I
you
think
know,
she stopped
better
like,
looking.
right
I was like, this is
here.
cool. Because
But
Shadows
then,
of the
but then you
Empire,
could
it's
go.
also
But then you could go out.
Did it
and-
have
Yeah,
a
she stops
release
right
year?
about here. Yeah, it's next
This?
year, I think.
next year. Said.
We'll
Did they
see.
say early next year or did they just say next year? I didn't remember.
I have a feeling they've been working on this a while, but
Yeah,
um,
it looks real good. I will
Maybe
say.
this
It's
was
just-
I'm
Beyond Good and
glad
Evil
that
2 at
live
one
these
point.
past few years that
Oh, that's
your
dead. Isn't that
scrolls
dead?
out
And we
All the
even
time.
talk about. You also get to see some space
This-
travel in the latter
you're
half.
right, Advisor. Battlefront sucked. I thought Battlefront 2 story at least was pretty good. I thought
Yeah,
the
we
story.
haven't checked the
Retro,
chat
this
forever.
is a cutscene.
I like the Battlefront.
See, now this almost feels more like an RPG here. Like,
Well, the first
Well, it
one I
is.
didn't like because it was
When she's talking to the
online
lady,
only.
they give
How
you
come-
like
I
dialogue
was thinking though, how
options.
They
come we
probably
always play
flagged
as
this.
humans, man? Why can't we play as
the
like
stream's still going?
alien species?
Yeah. Hold on.
When I was
Yeah.
talking to that
Oh, I know
robot,
that
I
guy.
wanted to play as that robot. To be honest with you,
Oh yeah,
It
now
looks
you get the.
robotic.
Oh, this is like some GTA shit here. Always
Yeah.
cracked me
Yeah.
up when I saw it. Now you do get to do space travel. Like that's what she's about
Yeah,
to do
This
in a
does look
second.
a
This
lot
is-
better than Fallen Order.
This is very cool.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
She got a slow run though.
No,
It's
listen,
a Nathan
you
Drake
gotta
run.
upgrade that
I'm
run.
playing right now. It's like
She got
man,
some
this bitch
ham
runs
hocks in her
slow as
back
hell.
pocket. That's why.
Oh, it's funny. It's another Ubisoft game. Watch Dogs Legions. I'm like, this bitch runs
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah, that's crazy though. We got Starlink or not Starlink, Starfield, and then this kind of looked like.
Now
getting
they
your
are
ship
hiding a
kinda
loading
reminded
screen
me.
here, but it's
It's
fine.
definitely loading because Starlink load. It does
Yeah,
loading.
this is right here is a loading screen.
That's a loading,
But still,
right,
that's
right.
the cloud layer.
It's very cool that that you
Yeah,
you feel
regardless,
like
it's
you're going from
dope.
the ground to the sky.
No. I'm just saying. It's more of just
Yeah.
it's an observation more than anything.
Oh yeah. They
So you don't
They're
think you can
definitely
turn
loading
around
right
right
here.
here and go back down?
no hell no. You're locked into that motion right there.
And then you do a little bit of dogfighting. I think she does. a
Now
little
you're
bit.
free. Now you can turn around if you want.
Yeah,
That debris looks.
Because I think she's still. Yeah, because remember she's wanted right now, so
Okay.
technically she's still getting shot at.
what do you
That,
think?
that debris
what
look
do you think,
nasty, boy.
Juice, you think it looks cool? No,
I mean, it looks alright. I'm not like, oh my god, I can't wait to see it.
better than what I guess
It
better than
looks-
Fallen
It
Order.
looks, yeah,
You are hard to
I think I'm gonna see
please.
it 4K 60 before I make that decision.
nothing to do with the visuals. Those visuals are super impressive.
Yeah,
Well,
And
that's,
I think-
that's what I was kind of thinking.
And then I think she does light speed in the
Gameplay
second.
wise, though, I'm just like,
I get you.
she gonna have to activate a tower in space. As by
yeah.
Just go with that. Barrel roll. Sorry. Force a habit. And then yeah, I think this is the light speed. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
And this
dope.
this looked like authentic Star Wars light speed shit. This is gorgeous.
I
This
just
is a
like I
cutscene.
like the smooth transition for the most part. I mean, obviously you got to load some stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, like it's a pretty
Look
smooth
at that. Look at that
transition.
shit, man. God,
That's just
Okay.
nice. That's just nice. The rest of this, I think, is just cutscene though.
I don't like that little creature. That's an ugly.
You
little-
don't?
No,
I thought it looked fine.
It-
Yeah,
it-
This is like a
Cuter than
montage.
fucking Ori.
it don't look
you get a
very.
montage of her in like different
It don't look
situations.
Star Wars to me. That's what I'm saying. It don't look very Star Wars to me, but
You prefer it
That's-
to look more like Jar Jar.
a little bit edgier looking.
Ooga binga bonga.
See, why?
I like
but
the
why
wind
can't we play
effects.
as like aliens? Like I want to play as that robot guy.
You need to play as a
Yeah, I'm
human
not
being
sold
for
on the main character.
relatability.
Think about
either.
it.
Isn't-
How come all these
isn't
Star Wars
Droid-
games you always gotta play as humans, man?
You should
Isn't
play,
he-
Robert,
It's
you should play episode 1
relatability. You're a
Racer.
human, Robert. You relate to other humans.
I don't
Isn't that-
relate to any humans. I only
Isn't
relate
that
to
Clone
robots.
Wars?
I like that.
Isn't that a Clone Wars droid?
I like that. Robert's like, I don't relate to humans.
At least modified, right?
I will say, like, this
Yeah.
is. I don't want to just like be all negative. The main character looks a little blandy.
She looks a little out of place.
Yeah, it
again,
doesn't really
for Star
fit.
Wars. She
Which
needs
is why I feel like I
needs
wanna
to be
play as a robot.
edgier. Maybe they'll
She's
you
got
know
like the
up her-
feathered
up
hair.
her model.
and
Yeah, that doesn't fit Star Wars
She looks like-
really at all.
I don't even know if maybe a Resident Evil character, maybe not.
Yeah, I'll take that. She looks kind of Resident Evil-ish.
But that's not. You notice that though? How come all these Star Wars games you play as humans, man? You can't play as. I don't. I'm trying to think.
They
of,
gotta
like,
have
there's
an-
nobody-
Nobody
Ahsoka.
wants to
No,
play.
I told you gotta play like episode 1 Racer. You can play
Nobody wants to
like
play as a fish
like
creature. That's why.
creatures.
Oh, yeah. I would play as a fish creature the whole time. Or,
Yeah. When I say nobody, I don't mean absolutely nobody. Most people.
Most people I know they want to play as a human. and
I'd rather
they
play
don't
as
like humans, man.
too.
Darth
What's the
Maul.
big idea? We got Star Wars. We got this whole
Yeah.
crazy thing. Like at least at this point, make it where you can make your own character.
Yeah,
like,
you
kinda
think there's gonna be any?
Skyrim-esque.
Like
That's the
Pikmin.
default, and you
I
can
was thinking like
switch it.
Skyrim. I was thinking more Skyrim, so you could have the different races. you know?
Cyberpunk.
Well, I'd be down with that.
Or yeah.
A cyberpunk it or something like that, where you can make your own.
That's the default, but you can make the character
Right.
unique.
You don't know yet, though. I mean,
No.
Yeah, we don't
maybe
know.
you can.
Maybe you
No,
can do
no,
that.
no, that's the character, bro. She has
Oh,
the
you know,
voice actress.
that's it. It's gonna be fucking good default. It's gonna be nothing.
Yeah, I think she's locked in.
Like that's her. Like that's the character. Like it's based
Yeah, I
around
think
that
she-
story. Like
yeah.
the first-
But doesn't Mass Effect do that? Doesn't
That doesn't really prove anything. I
Cyberpunk
think.
do that?
There's no proof in the
You're
pudding.
still playing as humans.
They have a
Yeah,
they have
but
a
at least you
male
could switch
voice
up.
character,
At least
they
you
have a
could
female,
switch up
right?
some like the
I don't want to
hair
play as
and
a
the
male
skin
version. I
tones.
just want to play as a robot or a fish guy.
Oh,
like,
you got-
I don't want to be human no more.
The most you're
What
gonna
if she's an android?
You're not gonna
I
get no
would rather
damn.
play as Jar Jar.
She
Binks.
looks human, Retro. That's the problem.
Like, okay, now I will say that nobody wants to play as Jar Jar Binks.
I would
Stop.
love that. I would personally love that. I think that'd be
I don't know
awesome.
why you said that.
Oh
You
my
shut up.
god.
I knew
I think that'd be
exactly where
awesome.
that was going.
Just be like, Jar Jar Binks.
I'm gonna say I think you underestimate Robert. 100%.
You Gen Zers and your Jar Jar Binks. Man, I don't.
Don't underestimate Robert's ability.
I mean, being honest,
to
man.
fuck
Look, at
you
the end
up.
of the day, there's too many humans in Star Wars
You
right now. Let's
Jar
get
Jar
some.
was
Let's get
never-
There's
some,
too many humans in space. Is that what
Terrell.
you're trying to say?
Terrell, didn't you have a thing going? Was it during the Xbox or the Summer Game Fest where it was like,
Which one?
like how many lead characters are gonna be
Oh
female?
yeah, I did that. No, I did that in Xbox where I was like, how many of these are gonna be?
I think it's just
female
all across.
or women of a color, and I was like, oh, Xbox only had like 3 or 4 games that had guys in them. Like every other game.
Oh,
was
I
like,
never even.
Well,
I never
even
thought
Summer
of that.
Game Fest.
Maybe it's because you're a bigot.
hey, listen,
Hey,
listen.
I never even
Hey,
crossed
listen,
my mind.
Hey, listen, T. I wouldn't. Get it right. I'm a sexist. Okay, fuck this.
It is. Once somebody points it out, though, it was kind of
I
interesting to
never,
think
even
about
I
it.
never thought once about that at all. That's funny.
I just need to make sure he clarifies for the people at home.
Because
I'm
even
a
like Summer
sexist.
Game Fest, there was quite a few.
Okay, all right, we'll fix that. My bad.
So I don't mind. I mean, I always prefer to play
All
as
these
the
black
female.
women and shit. What is this?
Hey, listen.
Look, I want to play as a fish. Now that T said, I want to play as a fish guy, man. I really do. At this point,
Play as a what?
He wants the
He wants to be
commander.
Mon- he wants to
dude.
play. Yeah, he wants to be a Mon Calamari. Like, oh
All
my
right.
god,
It's a
oh my
trap.
God. That's our
Yes.
time.
That's
That's our
literally the
time.
reason why. That's the reason why.
No. The one, because it was gonna be way bigger in Lord and Miller's version, but they had this fucking crab dude. His name was like Therm Scissor Punch. Therm Scissor Punch. That was his real name.
it's a crazy ass name.
Because they already did all the promotional stuff. So I think it was like IHOP or somebody had cards that you can collect or something. And it was a fucking crab dude on it. His name was Therm Scissor Punch.
Let's
I
go
couldn't
with
stop
this
laughing,
shit.
bro. It was
Oh.
What was that one? What was that for?
Solo. It was a solo.
Oh, yeah.
So Lord and Miller was gonna do. Obviously, they started it, and then they fucking reshot 90% of that movie.
What's up, my boy? Therm Scissor Punch. Let's go.
All into like the Star Wars schlock stuff, like the weird, garbage can creatures or garbage can robots and the weird animal creatures. They went in all in, and it was a crab.
I wonder what that movie was. That original movie.
It was literally a crab, and his name was Therm Scissor Punch. Scissor Punch, bro.
That's on my list.
He was a man of honor. Okay.
I was
for his
dying.
people.
Solo's on my list of movies I'll never watch. It might not be terrible.
I actually enjoy it.
I think you should watch it. I think you should watch it. It was actually enjoyable.
Yeah. They do
have lighting. They did no lighting. And you know why they didn't do any lighting in that fucking movie?
Why?
Because lights take the longest. And when they did the reshoots, I'm sure they were like, we got to get this shit done. And so they just shot that shit with natural light. It's clear as day to me. That's what happened.
So did you guys go through the process to change your name on Discord when it prompted you to get rid of the numbers?
No.
Yeah,
I did it, and now it just shows my name as T.
Oh no.
It's shorter than Terrell's name, so I don't know why. It's just.
I mean, for me, it has it as dot gaming with me.
So yours says gaming with me, the whole thing on my screen.
I'm gonna just call him T Dot.
I think
it's my boy T Dot, baby.
Look to the left there, all our names. Mine just says T.
No, but it changed your username, not my username says dot gaming with me, but like my screen name is gaming with me.
So. Looks right to me.
But what I'm saying is on mine, when I look to the left,
on yours, mine still says Terminator Juice. It says Terminator Juice.
Yeah, mine
seems to indicate that that's me. Then does yours have your full name?
Yeah, you look at your name. Is it
Juice, yours still says Terminator Juice on mine.
Like on the screen when you're looking at the.
Is your name still? Yeah, mine too. So I don't know what's going on with you, bro.
It's weird.
Maybe you gotta restart Discord later.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, final thoughts. I guess T pointed out. You got Starfield and Forza, and they're strong games for the end of the year. But it was, I think, for me, I'm just like a couple years ago. I was like, all right, just give me a year where I have to get an Xbox, and it looks like 2024 is going to be probably that year. But
2022. That nothing, literally nothing.
No, yeah, I mean it's way better than last year. But as far as their showcase, almost most of their showcase, obviously the year's half over, so it's not that big of a surprise. Right. But to have multiple games not even have a year, it's just a little concerning that it's still going to be.
Well, here's the thing: how much you going to put out this year?
You need to put something. I mean.
No, I don't think it needs to be out this year. It just needs to kind of.
I thought maybe like Hellblade or something would get like an early 24.
Here's my thing.
For a company who the release date for Hellblade, a game that maybe you're looking for February, March, or something like that. You're gonna give a release date now? I don't think so.
Yeah.
My problem is this. No, but here's my thing. The problem is your fan base has been starved for like content for a good minute. I feel like overloading an E3, I feel like would have been, or not E3, but a showcase would have been pretty justified in that moment. So like I'm not, because here's the thing: was it at least a good showing? Absolutely. But Xbox didn't need a good showing. They needed low-key an amazing showing. And I think that's the problem. Like it wasn't bad by any means.
At least
but you needed more. I think that was the problem.
Do they need more? I agree with you.
I
feel like they needed more. But I'm like, they just put out the numbers. They're doing twice as good during the 360 era. Game Pass is insane. Do you see the games coming out in Game Pass? Do you see all the games that said that weren't Microsoft games? It was a lot of shit. And again, this year they put out, by the end of this year, they're gonna put out 5 first-party games. So while I totally agree, like I said, they haven't done much in the last 10 years. They've been pretty off and on. Again, Microsoft almost sold Xbox to fucking Amazon. They were in dire straits, and it's taken them a while, obviously. But this year, you're getting 5 first-party games. One of them was complete utter garbage trash, a dumpster fire. But the rest of them looks to be solid releases. And You know, they're saying 24. So are they going to put out more than 5 games next year? Probably not. Are they going to tell? Why would they tell you now what the dates
I
are?
think it'd be dangerous to give
2020.
release dates, but here's the thing. Here's how I look at it. Like it was a good show, and I think Starfield made a strong impression. Like that didn't disappoint. I don't think anybody would argue that.
I'm sure somebody.
I just feel like it wasn't.
Gonna say
To
that.
me, it was like
it
was like a double. Getting baseball terms, it was like a double for me. Like it wasn't a triple, wasn't a home run, wasn't a grand slam. Like I kind of feel like they needed a show, because even like their like Fable and Hellblade, some of the more anticipated games, they didn't really have good trailers for. You know, so that's to me where that needed to be, not just the release dates, not more games this year, but just like, hey, you know,
just wait to E3, man.
Yeah, no doubts about Fable and Hellblade. Like, walk away not having to question, you know, 2 of their bigger games. And even Avowed, I mean, yeah, it's not my type of game, but it didn't. I don't think it did anything visually to like impress it. You know, as far as super impressive to. Not saying it need to be realistic looking, but it just, to me, it looked pretty early still, which it might be. Might be a 25 game. I don't know by the time it comes out.
No, it's 2024.
But it might get delayed. You know, it could get delayed.
It could get delayed.
It didn't look like to the level like Starfield, which Obsidian, I guess.
That's the problem you have when you release CGI trailers in the beginning that are like atmospheric based and shit.
That's why you shouldn't do it.
Because I think more people. I think the reveal trailer was a little bit misleading.
It looked like an Obsidian game. I was.
Oh, look at my screen's like. There's 4 of me on my screen right now.
What's happening
on your side, man? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what the hell?
Let me see.
Now there's 3.
I'm sure that's hilarious.
See it on right here.
Now Terrell says T ... So we better get out of here.
Oh no!
I am the greatest.
Terrell is replaced.
I'm T dot now. I'm T dot.
Let me make somebody else full size. There we go. That's
what happened.
If I just make somebody else full size, but I still have like 4 of me.
That's crazy.
Oh my god!
Now there's 5. All right, we got to get out of here.
Their sons have been here for years.
I mean, I could close Discord. And then
I mean, it's not. I mean,
and
dude,
then that would shut down the.
No, because live stream. Let me check. Let me close it real quick. Come back.
Twins.
Oh my goodness!
This is absolutely ridiculous, bro.
There's still 2 of me. Now the camera won't come on because of OBS.
See, you should have done it. It's always not to do.
It's out.
It's all right. Hey, there's only 1 now, so. Anyway,
like fucking
is it? All I see is fucking.
It's multiplying.
It's fixed on mine.
God.
You guys are behind on the stream.
It's my kids.
So,
my kids.
Final whatever. Anybody has anything left to say before we get out of here?
Oh, there it goes.
The T
games are awesome and don't die.
I feel unironically.
I feel like you've said that before.
Unironically, for
years
Xbox,
ago, man, we're going
more
nostalgia
gameplay
with
than
this.
usually.
What?
I said, like, unironically for Xbox, there was more gameplay than you see usually.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't think so.
I thought that's another
yeah,
thing. I thought there
100%.
should have been a little more gameplay.
It was definitely more than what Sony gave us. Good God.
Oh no, agreed.
Good
Absolutely.
God.
Yeah.
Well, it was also more games too.
Well, here's the thing I will say. You can see the shifting and where Sony's chasing the gas games right now, right? They're going for the games as a service
They
game.
are about
Yeah,
to.
they are.
It's putting out all these first one-player games, like these, story-driven one-player. I think that's kind of cool.
I just wish, but
addressing their weaknesses, and I think that's a cool thing.
my only concern is this. I would like Sony to put out more than like 2 big hitters a year, because I feel like that's
Right now, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, because like last year was what, God of War and Horizon? Was that it?
Yeah.
Or am I
And Gran
tripping?
Turismo.
Those were delayed games. What if those games weren't delayed? What if they?
Yeah.
What they were at last year?
That's what I'm saying. And even this
Yeah.
year, you only have really what, Spider-Man?
Well,
Is that it?
you can count Final Fantasy because that's a.
I guess
I
yeah,
don't
you're
count Final
right.
Fantasy, man.
They
It's
do.
not as the first party, but it's an exclusive for the.
It is
this
an
year.
That's it on
exclusive.
PC, man. I don't count it.
I mean, technically, you can't.
Is it on
the-
PC?
The-
Yeah, it's on PC. It's on PC,
Alright, but-
and it's
but-
published by Square Enix.
but-
I don't
but-
care.
but-
I
but-
don't count that.
But here's my thing. Here's my thing. The only one coming from Sony Studios is Spider-Man. So it's
What
still
about-
like.
Wasn't that Sea of whatever the follow up to Journey? Was that this year or not?
Wow. Is that their only game this year?
What? Think about it. I can't think of anything. What's come out so far?
Forsaken. That was another Square game. Forspoken.
Yeah. What was the only? We haven't had anything else Sony wise.
Damn.
I know I don't count it, but last year they also had The Last of Us Part 1, which is
we're not doing
that.
But still, that doesn't help us for this year.
I'm just saying it's not like it was released.
But yeah, I'm just saying. So,
what was that saying back in the PS4 days? Early PS4, sparse. Yeah, it's looking kind of sparse.
They probably could have kept
that first 2020. I was like, whoa, they're looking like that, but they've slowed down a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel Sony always had it. They always had 1 or 2 big.
I always felt like it was a 1 or 2 to 3.
That's what they've always done, though.
It feels like it's been more than this, though.
Third-party deals as their first-party games. So
yeah, pretty much. It's what they've been doing.
Since I've had a PS4, 3's been like the max, like. And that's usually like a Dreams or a Sackboy, or not a Sackboy, but something along those lines. That's usually
Team
not
of Sobo type of game.
It's not like 3 God of War level games in 1 year.
No.
Sackboy is a Sackboy level game.
Shut the fuck up, Robert.
Nintendo doesn't do that.
You're gonna get one Tears of Kingdom. You're not gonna get another game even close to the Tears of Kingdom, because as much as Pikmin 4 is probably gonna be really good, it's not.
But to be fair though,
it's
nothing
not the level of
in the world will compare to Tears of the Kingdom until who knows what.
Well, even just get away from Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, what else? All the things Nintendo's released, they've all been at a lower, we'll say.
I mean, again, you can't. I can't be in the conversation because
I'm talking about budget and team, length of time, development cycle. You can be you and still admit that a game has a shorter development cycle.
2017 though. 2017.
Shorter development cycle don't mean anything to me.
That was a long time ago.
It means it's a smaller tier game. It's nothing against the game. It's just a smaller game.
It has nothing. Yeah, but what has Sony? I'm not even talking about tiers. What has Sony released? We're not even talking about tiers.
I'm talking about
tiers in this.
Nothing so far.
Nintendo's got Tears of the Kingdom, but what the hell has they released this year? Nothing.
Who, Nintendo?
There's no tiers. No, I'm talking about Sony.
The problem with Sony.
They have no tier list. They have nothing.
The problem is that Sony has more studios, and it's like, is this really the only thing we're getting this year?
They got like 23 or 24, right?
Yeah, so I'm like, why is Spider-Man the only major release?
Shit is not worth the time.
I think it's totally acceptable for Sony to have one off year when Xbox finally has one good year. So.
Yesterday. Last year, because I didn't have shit.
And if they didn't have Insomniac, the PS5 one would have had 3 less games.
Yeah. Hell, man.
It was a good purchase for them.
Insomniac
My problem is it feels like Insomniac is carrying right now. I don't know. That's the vibe I've been getting.
To be honest, they have been carrying.
It's been carrying, and I'm like,
what they put out. I mean,
God of War is like the only other.
Ratchet and Clank.
The shooter that Juice likes. What's it?
What?
Returnal. That was
Returnal.
That was 2021 Returnal.
That was 2021, yeah.
With Ratchet and Clank.
Still, damn, was it? Damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was Ratchet and Clank, Returnal.
I mean,
I
don't think
might have been one more.
I think we've had this conversation. Like, I know Xbox had their issues, but I don't think Sony's out here killing.
No.
They're not killing it at all.
No, here's the problem, though. Xbox has been consistently inconsistent, right?
Yeah. And
Sony hasn't been. So, you would probably give Sony a pass on some of that shit. You're not going to give Xbox the same pass. That's what Xbox fans need to understand. Yes, there was a lot of shit shown. Yes, you got some quality releases this year. But historically, it hasn't been great. So you have to earn respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Wii U basically kind of ruined Nintendo's reputation for a while. And you know what? The Switch came out and they earned the respect from that. But these guys act like it was always great. No. We just went through 4 years of hell as Nintendo fans on the Wii U, okay? So we know there's media bias.
Even 2018 was like
They were talking media bias. They sound like Wii U fans.
2018 was forgiven mainly because
you know what? You put out a good console, you put out consistent games, and people like them, and people will stop talking shit. It's going to happen. They tried to do that shit with Switch early. If you guys remember early Switch year, the first year Switch, they were trying to say little things here and there, but that shit got real quiet after that because they couldn't say anything because consistent games were coming out, and the console was selling like crazy. So that's what it takes. It's gonna take that, and you guys can stop crying. Just stop crying.
You sound like you feel like next gen's podcast. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Tokyo Game Show, baby. Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, I mean, Muhammad already said that.
Console. I couldn't believe they were saying that shit, bro.
Muhammad in the chat earlier. June 13th, you're gonna see Hellblade extended game.
But
why are you?
No.
My issue is why you have to wait until June 13th.
Because they said that. They announced that. So tomorrow they're supposed to have another deep dive. Yeah.
I think I'm more annoyed that you have to wait for that.
I had heard that.
So better not be.
Why not just
because my problem is that here's my problem though. The showcase is definitely going to get more views than the individual gameplay sections. So I wish the showcase. If you have gameplay of Hellblade 2, you should have shown it in the showcase.
Well, they showed a good amount.
You should have a good fucking trailer.
That was like a 5-minute trailer that they showed.
It's not a third-party game. It's your game. Why are you waiting? Why you?
Oh,
absolutely.
To be fair, apparently I was wrong. Final Fantasy 16 is not PC yet. It's going to be.
I knew I was right about
it. It's a time exclusive,
right?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
But you know what it is going to PC? Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
And if you're someone like me that plays games from years behind, it's like you can wait and just play all these games on PC.
I'd be curious though, Robert. I think your 2070 is going to be below. Well, maybe if it has DLSS, because
it has DLSS.
I think that's below.
Oh,
the
you're
PS5.
saying like the game has DLSS.
I think that PS5 or 2070
Steam Deck.
But I am
anxious.
It's
2070 Super, which is more powerful than the PS5, even by a little.
I don't think it is.
Shit runs on Steam Deck.
I'm telling you, I remember
explaining to do.
And it's like the PS5 is essentially equivalent to like that.
Or I think they're you might be right. It might be pretty similar. But anyway, I can't wait to see what Ratchet and Clank could look if they put the proper settings in. What people are going to be able to do with like the 4090, because I just think that game visually
it's going to play exactly the same, man.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. Curious to see what they do.
You have Ratchet and Clank?
No, it was $30 once, and I still didn't pick it up.
I know you have a thing about Ratchet and Clank, so
I paid $20 for the.
It's the best Ratchet and Clank game so far.
I believe it probably is, but
I don't know about when it's that. I
don't know about all
that.
You
haven't even played it. You don't even know.
I'm just saying. But from the fan base perspective, I have not heard that.
Oh yeah, well guess what? You haven't played it, and you don't own a PS5, so I don't care what you think.
But anyway, let's wrap this up.
What am I supposed to do, Robert?
Have you played Up Your Arsenal or Going Commando?
You're supposed to sit there.
Robert's played a couple.
Robert, have you played Going Commando or Up Your Arsenal? Have you played those?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. So you haven't played it enough of Ratchet and Clank to know what's the best one. So sit down somewhere.
Best one he played.
No. I played Tools of Destruction and Quest for Booty in this one in the 2016 remake. Which, hold on, technically the highest rated is I think Tools of Destruction. So technically,
yeah.
PS3.
That's the first PS3 one.
I think the PS3 games were that's when my buddy at work, who was a diehard on PS2, he played them all. He started getting way less excited with each new one.
Yeah, they fell off for me. The PS2.
I feel like they just went more for the visuals and the wow factor than they just ran out of I mean, how many new gun concepts can you come up with? Like,
well, back then they started taking guns out, from what I remember.
But anyway,
what's PO6? What is that?
Wait, what?
Donnie Art said you never played PO6.
Isn't that Capcom game?
You talking about the game?
No, that's product number 3.
PM3, man. What the fuck?
Come on, man. Nintendo fan over here, man.
Anyway, let's get out of here.
3, bro. PNO3.
Pokemon 6, man.
Next week we got we can talk about the whatever Xbox shows
Luigi
tomorrow.
Manor and shit.
Which probably won't be anything. Let's be honest.
The deep dive's gonna be Ninja Theory
which
going to
one?
Iceland with their microphones and.
Why you gonna wait 2
yeah.
days to show some
Juice
more?
is just jaded off of that shit now. Like, he
Oh,
disrespected
Project
me.
Sonic
Sonic
06.
Oh no,
Okay.
fuck you. No, I don't care. I have no interest whatsoever. Eat a dick. I'm ready to have that conversation.
Somebody trying to fix Sonic 06.
Oh yeah,
Sonic
the
06.
Sonic
Some
fan base has
things
been.
are just factually bad.
It's not a good
like
game. It
motherfucker.
never was a good game.
Even if it's not broken, it's still not.
It never was a good game, y'all. I don't know
No.
why people want to keep acting like it was. You got these Muppet looking Sonic characters. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm not.
You
I
got
hate
Sonic
that
on Human
conversation.
Love. It's weird. It's strange.
Just move on. We have better things now. We genuinely just move on. Shit.
That game was the
Yeah.
furry's dream, man. How dare you take it
In
away
the
from
stream, Juice. In the stream.
Juice just
on.
left. You.
Hold on.
What you doing?
I'm
What?
gonna end it in a
Oh,
second.
no.
I gotta find.
What,
something.
oh, he's about to do some fuck.
Beyond
shit.
Good and Evil.
Is that
is that
canon?
Beyond Good and Evil 2?
No, I mean, you know that don't exist.
Retro, did you finish this game yet or no?
What
that.
is
This
this?
shit yet, no.
Is he trying to
Okay.
get the stream shut down? What is he doing? What is
Oh,
this?
of course. You and this.
Oh,
fuck-
Lord,
This
have
isn't
mercy.
the one.
I do want to get this. I'm
Oh,
not-
that's a Jill
Oh,
outfit.
definitely in Street Fighter 6. Definitely.
Why do they?
I'm.
Can't you just give Cammy an outfit without having to enlarge her chest? Like just
I don't know what you need to chill the fuck out. Is what you need to do. Okay.
give her the Jill
I
Valentine.
guess that's a no. I guess that's a
No,
no.
fuck
then.
that. Fuck that. All
Like
right,
the
listen.
faces.
Respectfully, he can eat a dick for that one. Listen.
Don't change
I-
the character model. Just
Just make her look like herself.
Absolutely change the character model. The fuck.
no. This isn't the one I wanted.
Well, no, we're not doing this. Just move on.
Oh man,
This
you're gonna get
is
in
what-
trouble.
This is
We're
what he
gonna get
got.
in trouble up in
This is
here.
what he got.
Here you go.
This is literally what he has us into right now.
I mean, it's just she would fight like that. That's not ridiculous.
Her hair being this fucking long though.
All right, my cat is just annoying the piss out of me. I go feed her. So yeah, we'll end the stream.
Before we get canceled.
Yeah.
I got the cat was the reason.
Actually, I accidentally went out of the live stream page to go look at this video. So I don't know if it's still running. Might be.
I don't know. We're still in like lag.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for the rest
But
of
all
the
right,
stream.
we'll
to
get
pick
out of
up.
here. Thanks you guys for tuning in. Been fun.